Let's do a cheers to the Sobeys and Safe Liquid Beer podcast.
We ride again.
I love you guys.
Careful, that takes hot.
4, 3, 2, 1. It is all over. The Edmonton Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
For the win. Draisaitl centers McDavid tips it home. Game over.
Gretzky going in through the side to get back.
It's the 6 o'clock and check-in. Come on, let's go.
And he scores. Leon Draisaitl.
It's the AM Nasty Big Hello.
And there it is. Seth Hyman.
It's the Cool Bed Red Hot Nielson Show. Let's go.
The Oilers pouring it on. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins.
Smith from behind the net, a wraparound. Holtop scores. Edmonton wins.
Everybody tuning in, even my wife.
on the fly.
And those Macamala intros are cutting like a knife.
That is an absolutely pitifully bad call.
Hey, it's Mitch texting in. He's your dealer for life.
It is Marchand scores.
Let's start at 6 o'clock and lager with some sirloin.
McDavid, beautiful move. In on. What can you say?
Let's see the Curry score.
Here they come, the Oilers. It's dropped back. Bookberger shoots, scores! Bookberger! The Oilers win it!
The Oilers have won the Stanley Cup.
Good morning to you. 6:05. You are tuned into the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, the iHeart and TuneIn radio apps, and of course on YouTube. Lieutenant Eric in for Dustin Nielsen, J Mill, Glue Guy in as well, and YouTube Trev behind the monitors. Welcome to the Thursday edition of the Nielson Show, presented as always now by South Fort Chevrolet. It's been closer than you think since 1983. A short drive to Fort Sask is worth it to find the best deal at the best price. Your go-to dealership for Silverado 1500s and heavy duties. 0% financing available on select models. See dealer for details. How are we feeling? I know it's like this is the Stanley Cup Finals. You have your game day, you have a day off. You have a game day, now game day, a couple of days off. Game day, a couple of days off. We will get you through this thing. We're about 30-some hours away till puck drop. I don't know if Nickelback's been announced yet. The Shania Twain residency continuing. I do believe Snoop Dogg is in Snoopaloop. Isn't he in town rapping tonight? Quite hectic now, the eve of Game 6 here, but we'll get you through it. Nasty Chat's cooking, and get in on the Paris Jewelers inbox as well, 780-218-9999. Dustin Nielsen, of course, away, CFL duties, Week 3 upon us, kicking off tonight with the defending Grey Cup champion Alouettes at home to the Red Blacks. But a bit of a football show this morning as well. We will have some local football news as well, and you know, get into that Week 3 in the Canadian Football League. But Jay Milne, I welcome you in again. It's good to see you, and everything's going good. The summer of Jay continues, hey, as it is?
Yes, it's in full effect. It's in full force, happening on a day-to-day basis. It's living my life. I was mentioning to you earlier that we finished our flooring. We laid the last piece of floor yesterday. So put the bedroom back together.
And it's only June.
I know. God, it's amazing. Yeah, slow down. Well, no, like now I still haven't sprayed my yard. I still haven't got the pool ready. You know, I got lots to do. I got my daughter's birthday coming up at the end of next week, and she's going to be pretty pissed off if I don't have that pool running. So, yeah. But first things first. I mean, credit's due. We're talking birthdays here. You know, big-time nasty chatter, Joelle.
Oh, no way.
Is in the...
no way.
In the nasty chat. It's her daughter's 18th birthday. Conch me.
I'm going to give you a didgeridoo as well for that one there. mean, we haven't even hit summer yet. Summer's the best part. We're on the solstice, right? Like, this is the solstice days now, heading into the 2021-22. So, yeah, the hockey continues. I mean, a couple of trades as well yesterday. It's funny being on this side of the fence when now the offseason is going on, but your team is still in the Cup Finals. Rob Blake cannot be stopped.
That was a busy day.
Craig Conroy fleeced again. So we'll get into those as well. Once again, busy. Well, we got guests. We got a lot of things to do. We got a lot of giveaways that we'd like to give you. But let's just go through the show here. Morning announcements for 100.3 The Bear. That'll be on the way. Once again, as I said, CFL kicking off. Oilers tomorrow. But a few trades yesterday in the NHL to break down as well. And the Riverhawks are in action. They're on the road, but they're taking their lumps here on this road trip. But we'll get to more of that. That hurts in the opening hour as well for SBLLP. That'll be going on at the end of the opening hour. Craig Button in for Luke Gazdick today. He'll join us at 7:05 for Pro-Am Sports. We'll have your next keyword as well for the $100,000 swing to win. That's coming up here. Not a lot of days left to qualify. Only a handful of keywords left. So we'll be calling another lucky person, another qualifier from yesterday for that, and getting them into the mix, and your chance to qualify for perhaps a call tomorrow. Coolbet Canada Hotline of the Day from Jason Milne. He'll have that for you. We might go a little football of the other variety. Trigger warning here. Earmuffs. The Fan Zone as well. Brought to you by Fans First, coming up at 7:30. I got beef. Got to stop in at Acme Meats last week. Got a little jerky for the boys. Don't tell Zach. It's enough for all of us, I think. Yeah. Small. He put it in small little pieces, multi-flavored. So we'll have a little chew and a little pull at around 7:40. 7:45, Tim Enger from Football Alberta. We got a World Championships to discuss here, and Tim will be by at around 7:45 with more on that, where you can catch these games heading into the weekend and into next week as well here in Edmonton. The world congregates here in Edmonton for the World Football Championships. 8 o'clock, kind of easy trivia, 3 questions too many. Scalding Hot Takes, the potholder, on the line today. YouTube Trev and I will be going one-on-one. He's holding the potholder. I got to admit, this is great. This is some the old WWF stuff, I'll say, not even the E. And we don't have Rick Pinter today, so Jay, you'll be filling in on the Pinter parts, which I'm really looking forward to, actually, for this.
I'll do my best. I mean, it's a tough act to follow, but I'll do my best. I'll do what I can.
It's Pinter, I get that, but you can kind of carve this into your own type of, maybe your Rick number 2 here.
Suffer and succotash. I might have to.
A little tease. So Joaquin Gage will be by for that as well. Our judge. Either in studio, via video link, whatever it is, but you can tell that he'll have the gavel and the gown and everything else included in that. 780-218-9999, once again, is the Paris Jewelers inbox. It's where you can text, get your thoughts, say something funny.
It's the Bling Box. It's the Bling Box. It's the Paris Jewelers inbox. And they got lots of fancy shiny things. Look at this, look at that. Not just for the ladies. They got jewelry for men too. The ring box, the bling box, the Paris Jewelers inbox.
Ooh la la. Family owned and operated, 22 stores, 4 provinces across the nation, large and high quality selection of engagement rings, including lab created at great prices. You can shop in store or Joelle. If you're looking for a little 18th birthday gift, www.parisjewelers.com. I don't know a better way for your daughter's 18th there. I mean, you get a little bling, show that off, You
gotta love some of that.
A little walking around bling.
Little bling action.
An anklet, if you will.
Anklets. Maybe a toe ring.
Maybe a toe ring, exactly. Paris Jewelers, though, will get you there. They have you covered. Jimmy Onishi was taking a little shot at you this morning as well. Jay Milne here, Trey Ford hater.
Yeah.
I do like when you're in, though. We can talk a little football here. And your opinions. Of course, co-host of the Green and Gold Kickoff Show and post-game show here in Edmonton Sports Talk.
And noted Trey Ford hater. As per Jimmy O'Neill. I'm not a Trey
you can only pick one, right?
Can only play one quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, but can you? You can also.
Well,
I mean, wanted to kind of experiment there.
I'm telling you this. I'll tell you this from a Elks perspective. This road trip, this game in Toronto is pivotal, I think, for not only McLeod Bethel Thompson, but for Chris Jones, for the organization. If they don't come out of Toronto with a win, heads will roll after their week 4, which would presumably be a loss in BC, starting the season 0-4.
We knew it'd be tough slogging. The second that schedule drops, you're like, holy hell. And then you get that bye kind of in between, But if you look at that, if you look at both games as on a whole, the
the Elks are not a bad football club.
You broke it down in a nice, succinct tweet of
Yeah.
just mistakes here, a mistake there.
Critical errors at critical times.
Yep.
Has been their kryptonite this year, and you can say, yeah, but that's the team. I don't think it is. I think there's I think there's a lot more positives here than there certainly was last year at the start of the year. So hang tight. Let's see how MBT can go back and face his former club in the Argonauts. See how he performs.
And the jury's still out on the Argos too. Just one game under their belt this young season. So we'll chomp on that as the show moves on. Of course, once again, 780-218-9999. You can text into the Paris Jewelers inbox, but we do have on the line $20 to A&W this morning. What a deal. You can enjoy 2 A&W Mama Burgers for only $9.99. $9.99 made with a seasoned grass-fed beef patty topped with pickles, onion, ketchup, mustard, and teen sauce, all in a toasted sesame seed bun. Available today, participating A&W locations. Most drive-thrus open 24 hours. I want to thank Corey B as well for bringing in the Whistle Dogs yesterday. And who else dropped off some A&W? We had pounds and pounds of A&W here yesterday. I forget the gentleman's name, but we love you, we thank you, and our stomachs were full. Burgers galore, burgers, dogs, the whole bit was here yesterday. Jay, you missed out.
God, that sucks. I saw that you had a whistle dog.
It's almost too much.
Yeah?
Too much A&W.
You know, T-Roy always brings in A&W. Or Lucas. Lucas is really good for bringing in A&W. He'll usually bring in a bag of burgers. And it's, usually you'd think 9 a.m. when he would come in, or 8:45 usually, maybe some bacon and eggers. Nope.
Straight to the burger.
Lucas is going right for those buddy burgers.
Tube Socks chimes in. Paris Jewelers inbox. Once the Stanley Cup is finished, the Elks look at picking up Paul Coffey to run the D. Coming in hard for that text of the day. I love it. Coffey and Jones on a sideline. Man, I don't think the NHL or the CFL is ready for that, or sports in general, pretty much in this nation. But and a nice nod to Paul Coffey and the job that he's done on the D. Big Dave, hey guys, can I get a conch for powering through the final day at my job? Conch the man, Jay. What job? Congrats on you, Big Dave. The final day of the shift, or just retirement, whatever it is. Let us know. We'd love
Summer
to
of
celebrate
Big Dave.
that. Summer of Big Dave. I love it. Well, you've been having some summer activities too. Jay, you used to manage a very successful business, right?
Yeah,
I mean, and managing a business, you're busy, you're doing things, you sacrifice a lot of your free time and
Yes.
and summers.
Thank you.
You're out of that business now.
I am.
And so what are you doing with your time? You cut the grass, your lawn was looking great.
I'm annoying my wife. I hate to say it. It's true. I'm going to have to find another job soon because I just can't stay around home all that much. Now, that being said, the flooring deal has taken up, it's taken up some time.
Yeah.
So we refloored the main floor of our house, which we've been wanting to do for a while. Kind of fell into it, and we just finished yesterday. So that's a huge stress relief.
Check.
Conch me.
Check it. Maybe a farm report from you as well a little later on. I know a few people.
I have, yeah.
All the glue heads here
well, for
are
Joel,
waiting for it.
yeah, they're waiting for the farm report.
You have your throng of, and they're not going to sell their seed or their grain or whatever it is until you list the prices and everything such.
Well, yeah, I do have a couple things to get to, specifically in the Ouch That Hurts segment.
Okay.
Because there is something that came up yesterday that hurt.
Physically, emotionally, spiritually, the whole bit.
My pocketbook.
Yeah. Bones, a conch for Dusty, Tommy the Wrench, Georges Larocque, and Sean Bell for the Kids Sport Hot Stove last night was a great time. Agreed. I wasn't there, but a good conch suggestion from Bones on those. And if you were there, let us know how it was. 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat as well. Surveyor Brett, a Glue Guy show. Hell yes. And Avro Arrow says, hey boys, south of Red Deer on my way to work, munching the data. Nom, 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 nom. Can't wait to be back in E-Town for the game Friday. Conch for all the out-of-town grinders, the Avro Arrow. And if we will, and I don't want to spend too much time on this, we need a conch for Canada as we prepare for the match tonight, soccer match, Canada, Argentina, Leo Messi, and a conch for Maddie's liver. That's Voyager Z on tour. Love to see it. I think I want to go down there all safe and sound. He won't reply to my texts.
Oh, should I text him right now?
Well, it's funny because on the weekend I was getting into it, right? As you do.
Yes.
And you're on social
Getting a
media.
little
and everything.
rowdy?
And somebody will send you a text and then you go on Twitter and you tweet. And he replied to a tweet saying, somebody tell Eric to respond to my text. I'm like, well, Maddie, it's the weekend. I'm kind of doing. But on a Wednesday night, just asking a simple ask and not getting back and then dancing around on Twitter, it was kind of telling. I kind of, thought we were at least coworkers and I could ask him a question while he was off for work for a couple of days, but I guess not. Phone off. He does when he's
Ooh, dude,
or
really?
Texts off, I guess.
Well,
maybe
I
is
just
what it
sent him an email because
is. And he replied immediately, I bet.
No, he's got an out of office response.
Oh, really? Okay. Can you read it?
I am out of the office with limited access to email from June 19th to 21st. I will do my best to respond to your email as quickly as I can. Cheers, Matthew Awanek, Edmonton Sports Talk Coup. And for those of you that don't know, I call him the Coup because he is the Coup. He's the COO.
Coup. I love it. Hey, Glue Guy, thoughts on neighbors cutting their grass at 10:45 last night? Timber Woodsman in the nasty chat.
We were talking about this. It came up as it was trending in Canada, the death penalty. That's the.
Is
death
this all
penalty.
related here? Yeah.
It must be because if you're cutting your lawn at 10:45, I should have the opportunity to shoot you, right in the butt.
There should be a, you're allowed to do whatever it is
Maybe
you want
not
to
a
do.
22 or a 40 cal, but a nice firm pellet gun,
Potato gun.
right to the ass would probably be the trick. That's absurd. 10:45.
Oh,
Get a life.
I know we're on the solstice here, but it's even getting dark by then, is it not? Like that's not.
No. I mean, it's light enough to. Yeah,
Sure, but
is it a dickhead move to do? Yeah,
Well, of
there's
course.
children that are sleeping. Like, imagine if you had like a 3-month-old and your first time parents, and you finally get this child to sleep. Maybe mom and dad can crack a bottle of wine, have some sexy time. And then this a-hole across the street wakes up your baby because he's mowing his lawn at 10:45. Shame.
I'd take
I'd
that
say
over the people burning their garbage down the road for me, but that's you can't even open my windows anymore. There's toxic smoke flying around from my neighbors. But don't mow your lawn that early, that late, whatever it is. I mean, do it during the day, or get Summer of Jay over to do it. You got time, right?
I'll bring my gun. I'll bring my pellet gun, and we'll shoot the neighbor right in the arse, and that should stop that. I do have. This has now been a couple times I've noticed this in the nasty chat, Eric, and it's an honest question. Does anyone notice when Dusty is not around, LT puts his hair up?
Yeah, no, I think it's noticeable. The Wheels, I do it for you, buddy. I do it for you. Collared shirt, no, it's just a little different, right? You're gonna want a different feel. And hey, haircut, nice haircut.
Thanks. And so, don't even get me going on this thing. It's tight, high,
Very
and
tight.
Should have seen it last week.
Is that not?
I
Just
don't know.
joking. It
I
looks
guess
good. It looks good.
Yeah, it's a little too short for my liking, but whatever. It grows back. At least it still grows back.
Well, that's You hope. Yeah. John the Breadman says, unfortunately, 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. is noise bylaw. I do agree, dick move, but at the same time, newborn baby could be sleeping at 2 p.m. as well.
Yep. But
Great
you wouldn't
point,
you wouldn't get mad at. You wouldn't expect neighborhood silence at 2 p.m. You that's a risk you're willing to take, and that's what you have to do, maybe. But the late night one is. I would not go out comfortably after 8 o'clock and do like loud lawn cutting.
It's just not working time, I just it's time to relax. It's the
Well,
evening,
and-
I know
and
different schedules, but
And to be honest, I mean, part of mowing the lawn is the experience. Which beer am I going to drink? How many beer?
yes,
am
make
I
a
going to have?
day out of it.
Stopping by at the garage, opening the garage door, opening that beer fridge in the garage, looking for what's in there, seeing, ooh, I have this one. Ooh, this one would be good. It's actually a satisfying Zen-like experience. And if you've seen me when I cut my lawn, I like to post some of those pictures on Twitter, or X as the kids call it.
Yeah, you execution X.
The lines are straight, so I can't have that many beer. But I wouldn't want to ruin that by trying to rush in a mowing at 10 o'clock.
Timber Woodsman says, I think the St. Albert bylaw is 7 to 11. People are debating 7 to 10 within city limits, Balaneski. So you guys fight amongst yourselves in the nasty chat in terms of bylaw times. I'm here for it. In Wheels, the farm report with J Mill. What will Bill Zito throw next when the Oilers force Game 7? We'll maybe discuss a little Bill Zito as well. He's not the only GM really under a little fire here over the last 24 hours. Did mention a couple of trades in the NHL. That Dubois deal still haunting the Kings here and what they gave up to the Jets. Pierre-Luc Dubois off to Washington, off to D.C. He packs up his little L.A. home and he's off to the capital, eastbound, for Darcy Kemper. Coming the other way, Kemper into the Pacific. And then also the Flames shipping off Markstrom. He's out east as well. Heading to the Devils. RCN, where are you? We'll get to more on that with Craig Button at around 7:05. Both those deals ahead of Game 6 tomorrow. Oilers-Panthers Stanley Cup Final. But it's nice. Lots to discuss here. You get caught up in the Stanley Cup Final hoopla when your team is in it. But oh boy, we have an off season coming up, and this is usually the time when people get some of these big things off. It's nice to see some of these big deals going down and kind of setting the stage here. And also the Sharks claiming Barclay Goodrow off waivers from the Rangers. That was what a Craig Jury. I might get to that, and that hurts as well because that is a sideways move there from him. But I kind of like it as well. Business is business, and there's no time for feelings in the NHL. Jimbo says PLD buyout in the next couple years for sure. Did see a few people and saying that this could be the market that turns Pierre-Luc Dubois around. We shall see. I know people looking at the numbers and the fancies and all that. Sorry, boys, that was me. So but we'll see. We'll see. Jury's out, but PLD gets another shot, another crack at his NHL career. Strummy says RCN can text. It's his turn to drive the Oilers bandwagon. RCN, you're going to have to answer to some of these because lines 1 and 2 are ringing for you, buddy. Flames trading off Markstrom and Strummy accusing you of leading the bandwagon.
Do you know, like, RCN, what that stands for?
Ross Creek Nation,
Nasty. Ross Creek Nasty.
Yeah.
Do you know where Ross Creek is?
It's out by the thing.
Yeah. Good explanation.
I
That's
drive
exactly
by
where
it
is.
all the time when I go on the highway.
On your way out to Elk Island Park,
Yeah.
there's this place called Ross Creek, and it's like a flea market. And there's all these little shacks set up. If you have nothing better to do on a Saturday, go out and check that out. That is pretty cool. Everybody's got their shack, and it's, one shack will be somebody that collects pins, and one shack will be somebody who collects, toys, Marvel toys, or whatever, right? And they sell stuff, and it's kind of like I don't know if it's a swap meet or what, but I've been out there a couple times. It's pretty interesting.
Like super flea market, but country style.
Yeah, and there's it's a little bit for everybody. Like if you're a record person, there's a record place. Like everybody's got their own little setup there. Very, very neat. But I would, and you could carry on and go out to Elk Island Park, maybe see some buffalo or bison, depending on what side of the road you're on.
Rip City Step also wants RCN to break down a DeMar DeRozan siding with Kendrick over Drake. Did you watch any of that last night? The Kendrick performance or do that?
I missed that.
Yeah.
Glue Guy was talking about it.
That
I'm
was
like,
making
what?
the rounds online too. He's coming to play. Drake, where are you?
Well, did you see Dr. Dre introduced that song? I see red. It's pretty impressive. And then DeRozan came on the stage. Russell Westbrook came on the stage. Yeah. Quite the lyrics in those songs. My God.
Yeah, Drake's soft. But RCN, where are you? We love your thoughts on the rap game and as well your beloved Flames. I think we can all kind of take Oilers fans unite. Oilers in the Cup final and the Flames shipping off their goalie. But a few other things as well I wanted to get to. Canada basketball as well yesterday, unveiling their men's Olympic roster. Gilgeous Alexander, Wiggins headlining the thing. But it's pretty nice. It's pretty deep. It's pretty populated. We will see. It is early days. But this roster announced prior to a bit of a training camp as well, ahead of the Paris Olympics. Looks nice. Looks nice and young. Some excitement. This is obviously a great time for Canadian basketball, both the men's and the women's. So, again, won't spend too much time on that, but just taking a look at that roster yesterday released. You got to be rubbing your hands and feeling good about Canada's fortunes on the hard court come the Olympics. We will also talk, as promised, I said, a little football, both of the Canadian Football League and an upcoming event here in Edmonton that will be taking place heading into the weekend and next week, it's the World Tackle Football Championships, FAF. Things get underway at Clark on Saturday with Canada 2 taking on Austria, but we'll have more on that coming up with Tim Enger. He'll be by at around 7:45, and we'll discuss the tournament, the event, where you can check it out, and all the info you need to properly digest this puppy. It's good. Sometimes we think of football as more of a, North American and that's it, but a global game in its truth.
Is it? You have Japan, Australia, Austria.
Yep.
What did you say? You had some of the
the boys at the tailgating we had last week got to meet Team Australia, which was pretty sweet.
Australia,
and then they came over to us and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're the football team," but I didn't know because there's Australian football, right? It's a different
Aussie
thing.
rules.
Yeah,
but
right. So I was like
what football are
what
you?
football? Like there's so many. They're like, no, like this football, North America. I'm like, that is so cool. So cool kids, man. They're really good guys. I actually gave them a follow on Insta and keeping up with their. They're practicing in Commonwealth Stadium, so that's pretty cool. But some cool lads.
Did you ask him to throw another shrimp on the barbie?
I did say I threw in a down under, something like that, joke, but no Barbie joke.
Didn't call him a Kiwi, did you?
No.
I hate that, eh?
Oh, do they?
The New Zealand, right?
might.
They don't like that.
Oh yeah.
Panama, Brazil, a couple other nations taking part. Of course, the United States of America. As it is their game in a sense, eh?
Now, Canada has 2 teams in this tournament. So I was going to ask, that's one of my questions I'm going to ask Tim, who's going to be joining us in about an hour and a bit, 7:45-ish, is why does Canada have 2 teams? Who's the favorite? Obviously, one would think it's got to be Canada or the United States. I know that Canada, like with the Golden Bears Football Club here in Edmonton, Coach Chris Morris has taken down groups of what he calls selects, which is almost like a hand-chosen team of some of the finest prospects in Edmonton, Northern Alberta, etc. And he's taken them down to tournaments in, like the last one they went to last winter was in Tampa, and they won the whole dang thing. I mean, they're playing against all American competition. So the state of football in Edmonton and area, in Canada in general, is on the rise, much like, what we were just talking about with the Canadian men's basketball team, and I didn't even have a chance to chime in, but they're the second favorite team to go and to be in the Olympics. So, I mean, and they're of the mindset that they could even go up and compete against the Americans and take the gold. I think that's a tall task, but that is a strong-looking team. That is a very, as Rip City Step says, Canadian b-ball looking good.
Oh, yeah.
Jasmine chimed in the PJ inbox. That's the Paris Jewelers inbox at 218-9999. The fact you guys know about Westbrook and DeRozan showing up for Kendrick has made me respect you even more.
Well,
Thank you, Jasmine. That means a lot coming from you.
Death metal, the rap game, whatever you want. I mean, we got it covered here.
We got it all.
Yeah, we got it all. But if you want to, a little more from that, Jasmine, if you want to chime in on last night's performance or anything you took from that, by all means, we can discuss that. Also, I wanted to get to the Jays as well. They got swept by the Red Sox. The boys of summer. Baseball's back. We love it, hey? Oh, they can leave it at that. I don't need to talk about the Blue Jays. I just like bringing it up because...
What's up with those jerseys? Those have got to be the worst jerseys.
Is it the city editions?
It's the dark, like royal blue, like the color of your hat.
Obsidian blue.
Golly, those are bad. Talk about the first Elks game this year. The general consensus was that you could not read the numbers because and it was true. Like it was hard to see. These jerseys, I didn't even know if there was anything else on them. They were so dark. Ugh, don't wear those.
Riverhawks taking it on the chin last night as well out in Kelowna. They'll look to avoid the sweep later tonight. We'll get to a sports update here. We got That Hurts coming up as well in the last half of this opening hour. 780-218-9999, Paris Jewelers inbox. It is the Nielsen Show. Lieutenant Eric, Glue Guy, Jays Milne, and YouTube Trev behind the monitors. And we'll have a sports update, come back with the final half hour of the opening hour here on Edmonton Sports Talk.
In the NHL, Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals goes tomorrow night. Edmonton, Florida. What else do we need to say? Panthers head coach Paul Maurice doesn't believe that the pressure has shifted onto his squad, stating that he is more comfortable and understands the feeling of a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 goes from Rogers Place tomorrow night, 6 p.m. The Red Sox came into Toronto riding a 3-game road win streak, and they have now turned it into 4 in a row as they defeat the Jays 7-3. The Edmonton Riverhawks fall to the Kelowna Falcons 12-3. Game 3 of that series goes later tonight, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage begin at 7:35. In the WCBL, your Edmonton Prospects are in Lethbridge tonight as they take on the Bulls, the Lethbridge Bulls. And get a load of this. Game time at 7:05 from Spitz Stadium. I love Spitz. Canada, led by superfan Matthew Iwanek, will open the Copa America tournament against the mighty World Cup champion Argentinian squad, led by Lionel Messi. That game begins tonight at 6 p.m. And in the Euro Cup, 3 fixtures today. Group C has Slovenia taking on Serbia at 7 a.m. Denmark taking on England at 10 a.m. And in Group B, a clash of the Titans as Spain takes on Italy at 1 p.m. And Week 3 in the CFL kicks off tonight from Montreal as Les Alouettes host the 1-0 Red Blacks. And the Elks look to get in the win column on the road Saturday night as they face off against the Argonauts. And tonight at 7 p.m., your Edmonton Stingers will battle the 2-5 Ottawa Blackjacks. This sports update has been brought to you by Green Plan, providing you with award-winning environmental planning and consulting services. Whether it's municipal, industrial, or residential, plan it right with Green Plan. Visit green-plan.com or give them a call at 780-455-4292.
I got a big shot off this stick of mine. I keep those lanes wide open all the time. Drysidle setting up shop, McDavid's flying. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. As sure as new G is slick and Kane is tough. We're going all the way this year, enough is enough. And we can play 'em straight or we can play 'em rough. I'm feeling fine when I walk the line. You know I shoot that puck so very, very hard. The name on the back of my jersey says Bouchard. And we're gunning for first place, not a wild card. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. Well, we're counting on our skill and not on luck. And it's gonna get real when they drop that puck. And we won't be done until we hoist the cup. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line. I got a big shot off this stick of mine. I keep those lanes wide open all the time. Drysidle setting up shop, McDavid's flying. I'll hit the twine when I walk the line.
6:37, it's the Nielson Show. Lieutenant Eric, J. Mill, Glue Guy, and YouTube Trev behind the monitors. Dusty away doing a little CFL action for Week 3. You heard it there, the Bouchard goal song. Hey, if you want anything else this morning in terms of songs, clips, whatever, maybe a throwback from the vault. I'll do my best. Let me know, 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat. I got the Eyes songs loaded up. I got the huge, right? Like what we know. But if there's anything else that's popping up in your mind from years past or shows past, let us know and we can try to accommodate you there. Nasty chat buzzing. RCN's always welcome here. He's been in the studios once to pick up a prize, I do think, in our infancy. But no, he's always welcome here. A troll as well, as Strummy points out, but a good troll. We love him.
Chatter that he'd be a good hangout guest.
Oh yeah, if he so chooses.
I
but,
could maybe we could pick me up on the way in.
Actually, you guys would have a nice carpool there, the two of you.
I'm down.
Stop in at the Ross Creek and get a few.
Stop in at the Country Boys on Highway 16, grab some breakfast.
Exactly.
Is
that what it's called? Country Boys? Is that gas station on the right-hand side there? Yeah.
There's two of them.
But is it new? Like it's kind of... like there was one that was like kind of...
Dilapidated is the Esso that's closest to Edmonton.
Yeah.
Then the second one is the Country Boys, which is a Tempo gas station. I prefer to go to the Country Boys because the fellow that owns... He's got the... Country Boys there. He's got a liquor store off of Y Road.
Yeah.
And then another gas. He's a community guy. He's an Ardrossan guy. So I always feel obligated to support him.
Kind of runs that
as opposed to
area,
Esso.
though. That's his like.
And an excellent pickled garlic and excellent pickled carrots, which are made and canned by him.
Give me a little bit of that garlic. Hey, Christmas is coming, Jafe.
I had garlic. I have a video. My daughter, my oldest daughter, wanted to try a clove of garlic.
Wanted to try?
Yeah.
Like just a raw one? She never had garlic before?
No.
Oh, okay.
Because we love garlic in her. Like I love garlic.
Best.
She's obviously
it's therapeutic.
Me. Oh man, it is. It's actually very good for you.
Yeah.
But so she tried it. We peeled back a smaller clove of garlic, and I said it's going to be hot. Like it tastes good, but it's going to burn your throat. And she didn't really expect as much burn as she got. She went through with it.
You got to clear the old sinus.
Man. Honestly, like if you have a touch of a cold coming on, pop in a couple cloves of garlic before you go to bed.
It's the best.
It is medicinal for sure.
I know you had a few things that were hurting you, and we're going to get to that right now with That Hurts. It's brought to you by SBLLP. Albertans suffer personal injuries and accidents every single day. Many of you, though, are too overwhelmed to seek the legal advice you need. Just leave it in the hands of those who can look after it for you. The experts at SBLLP, the personal injury lawyers at SBLLP, have the experience to gather evidence and advance your claim to ensure that you get fair compensation. And the best part is you don't need to be intimidated by the process. www.sb-llp.com. Click on personal injury or give them a call, 780-438-5281. No need to feel shame. Let SBLLP handle the claim. What's hurting you there, Jay? A couple of things. I mean, we already got to the... I know a lot of people... We kind of had the theme of people mowing their lawns and doing things in the neighborhood and bylaws. We're kind of getting into that. But you specifically said a few things were hurting you today. I don't know if that's in the same realm, but...
Yeah, it is. Well, there's a couple things that have been hurting me. One was my feelings. One was my pocketbook. So which one would you like first?
Give me the pocketbook.
Pocketbook. Okay.
Let's get the money.
So because it is the summer of Jay and I'm currently unemployed and spending a lot more time at home, I'm usually not home when the farrier comes to trim our horses' feet. Mm-hmm. So that is what a farrier does. For those that don't know, he or she, in this case both, would come out and they trim it's like a pedicure for your horse so that they have flat feet so they're not, if you don't trim their feet, it is said that it can be problematic.
Yeah.
I've always said to my wife, well, how do horses in the wild trim their feet then? Which I'm usually met with a glare. But anyways, farrier came out and April's like, hey, can you go ask him how much, we owe him? Because now, remember, my mother-in-law's living with us. So we have two more horses than we normally would.
You used to just charge it, probably.
Bill them. So this segment is actually sponsored by K&K Farrier Service. No, I don't even know what his name was, but it was expensive. And my wife was laughing because she's like, oh, God, you're usually not here for the bill payment of this. So yeah, now I've signed up for a farrier course.
Yeah, you'll be doing it yourself
next weekend.
basically. Yeah, that's kind of how that goes there.
And the other ouch that hurts was I had a meeting. I had a lunch meeting on Tuesday. And the fellas I was meeting were coming from the West End and had to return to the West End. So I said, don't worry, guys. I'll drive out from our Drawson to the West End. No problem. And they said, yeah, we want to go to get some dim sum. I'm like, yeah, I've never had dim sum.
Oh, okay.
I've literally never had dim sum. So I was really excited about this. So we met and we all drive and we go to the dim sum place. Closed on Tuesdays.
Of course.
Closed on Tuesdays.
Don't you know you don't eat dim sum on Tuesdays for crying out loud?
Like, is that a dim sum thing or is it just a restaurant thing? So we went to another place that was close by, but I was really excited for dim sum. I don't even know what dim sum is.
Well, you get the teas and you want to try it for the first time, and Tuesday.
Have you had dim sum?
Yes.
My understanding, anyways, or the Coles notes that I had from one of the guys I was meeting was that it's kind of like a miniature buffet of different things, and you can say yay or nay to whatever.
Goes around and you,
right.
Yeah. It's
okay.
it's an experience, like, and you want to kind of it's not, you don't want to rush it, like you don't
No,
want to get in there.
God,
You want to kind of ease in and get the full. So in your case, maybe again, if it's Tuesday, they're not like, you want to go there when they're open and they want to serve you and they want to do all.
But
this
I was
and
so
look
excited.
full.
I even went and looked at the menu, in preparation, and I'm like, oh wow, this is real. Like, they have chicken feet.
You were getting a little
puke, but then I don't know. I'm kind of bummed out about that. That hurt my feelings. I was ready for dim. I was gonna do the dim sum thing.
Summit. You were gonna dim it.
I was gonna do some dim sum.
That hurts for me is the fact that, well, and I don't know. Nothing's been announced as of yet, but in terms of musical acts tomorrow, down at the Ice District, I'm of the camp that we should have put Shania Twain on a retainer, a residency, if you will. She doesn't leave Ice District until this thing is done. Our Lady Peace, I don't think we have any use for them anymore, given what they did. But
what an awful performance too.
Well, I don't know.
Is his voice gone, or like he just was not hitting the notes?
If it was a CFL game, we'd hear a lot more about it. But since it was hockey, we're just kind of, that's fine. We'll leave it there. But Snoop Dogg in town tonight, so we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Maybe there's something there. People calling for Nickelback. I mean, we're putting the Nickelback signal out into the sky. Chad Kroger, help us if you can. But if you, I don't know. Has anybody heard anything yet? There's nothing been announced yet. It's eerily quiet on the Western frontier in terms of acts. Like, it will just be a Teef. They'll roll him out on the stage, and he'll do and slam a bunch of birdie juice.
Yeah.
I'm up for that. I'd pay lots of money to view that. But
Yeah.
Dave the Welder chimes in here, getting my hay bin serviced and ready to cut this weekend. Never thought I could cut hay while the Oilers are still playing hockey. What a time to be alive, Dave the Welder.
Probably a good, I'm excited for that. It's probably going to be a nice hay crop. Like, I mean, they're getting, first cut's kind of be coming off here right away. Probably going to get a decent second cut.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't have to pay an arm and a leg for hay this year.
And happy summers. The solstice is upon us. It is a nice couple of days here as we get. It's been a terrible spring. Not terrible. The rain's been nice, but I think a lot of people just kind of want a little heat. We want to. Man knows not what he wants, right? When it's cold, he wants it hot. When it's hot, he wants it cold, or some rhyme like that. But
I love the rain, man.
The rain's
bring
good.
it on.
But
bring
it's just
on rain.
The unpredictability of things. It's hailing once every 10 minutes, and then the wind and all that. But get me 25 in on the beach type of deal. I want to go down to that North Sask and just bask.
Yeah. Now that the heat will be coming.
This weekend looks pretty good.
It's going to be growing.
Looks
Everything's
pretty good.
going to be growing.
Rip City Step also chiming in 780-218-9999. Iwanic at all the Atlanta Gentlemen's Clubs trying to determine who has the best chicken wings as from a few years back. That's a good poll there, Rip City Step. Might get you in the mix for the A&W $20 text of the day this morning as well. If you want to beat that, if you got any other takes, 780-218-9999, of course. Hot Takes coming up 8:30. The potholder on the line. 1v1 YTT v LTE in the cage. Jay will be here officiating as well, and the judge, Joaquin Gage, presiding as always. One night only, selling at Rogers Place, one piece, $40. That comes in from Wheels. I don't know what that means. Maybe Wheels is selling himself down at Rogers Place.
One piece only.
He'll be down there, though. He's down. He's making the scene. He'll be at the party. Rip City Sepp says he loves a rainy night. Keep the chat going. Anne Murray, Box Punter wants a little Anne Murray at the Canada's Songbird, man. I wouldn't... There's not. I think that would be such a nice touching moment, and people would. Same with Shania Twain. Like it's a bit of a blast from the past.
Eddie Rabbit would be good too. Talk about love a rainy night.
I don't mind that.
I love a rainy night.
Limp Bizkit, don't think that's happening. Flying them in today, Fred Pappernick. Hey, Fred Pappernick, nice to see you, man. He claims Limp Bizkit's getting flown in. I don't know anything. I didn't mind a little Shania. I'd run back Shania again. I don't think anybody. We're not complaining about that. Hey, she's great.
Yes, I am.
She can perform. What?
Yeah.
Why?
Get her out.
Does this hurt?
Yeah. I'm just not a Shania guy.
Okay.
Never have been. Never
have been. Hey.
No.
Not even the Grey Cup with the sled dogs and all that.
No, shoot me. Like take that gun out that I was going to use on the guy mowing his lawn at 10:45. Yeah. No, just not. I mean, I don't know. Like Nickelback. I'm not a Nickelback hater. You know, it's not in my jukebox.
It's AC/DC.
But
like it's
it is. They're not bad. You know, if they came and played Saturday night and then like changed the lyrics to Friday night, can you imagine?
They usually don't all that pyro though. They have to. That'd be
off.
tough to kind of get all that pyro show going. Jim says maybe it's Core Blend. I'll raise you a little Core Blend. What about the Smalls, huh? A Smalls reunion? You know, Smalls, local guy, right?
Yes,
I'd go for a little Smalls if they could turn that around. I don't know about that, but Fred Turner is a top 5 rock singer of all time. That comes in from Ace 96. I won't argue with you there. 780-218-9999 is the number to text. Corey B says, I'll bring down my spoons. Wouldn't that be something? You could kind of collaborate with Pale Drum Guy, right?
Yeah.
Is he still kicking around?
Yeah, he is.
Push-up guy could be there, and it could all be this. Everybody gets on stage and does their own little talent and their own little thing.
Oh, damn. Norman a Combine coming
Well,
in hot in the
that
Ferris
hurts,
Julia
hey?
Inbox.
That hurts.
The chances. Nickelback is in Europe. Norm in a Combine.
Well, but, fire up the old PJ, right?
Their PJ guys?
Kate's makes one call, and that jet's coming across the Atlantic.
I don't know. Do you think they're PJ guys? They must. Like I don't know.
They're up there. I think they're in that. I think they're in that tax bracket now where they can kind of justify it. I mean, they are the Canada's AC/DC in a way. Corey B, what's Whale and the Wolf doing? Let them out of the closet. Maybe that's the boys. Yeah, tending to their newborns. Probably the case there, Corey B. But maybe someday for old Whale and the Wolf, they'll get their chance.
Bring on the Rankin family.
Sure, I don't mind that. Rankin family, I Big Sugar.
Big Sugar. I love Big Sugar.
I think the crowd would get up for that as well. Again, one of those you want like generic's a strong word, but you just want something, You're not serving Dr. Pepper at these events. You just want a nice generic brand cola that people, a nice lager. This is just normal stuff, not any weirdness.
What about Big Wreck?
Yeah, I'd take it.
I loved Big Wreck.
I'd take Big Wreck. I'd take, Johnner Brothers. Yeah. Now you're talking my language,
look at this
Jason.
Sheldon S. Widemouth Mason back together from Saskatoon.
Yeah, little Earl Pereira.
You don't even know who Widemouth Mason is,
We're slapping it
right?
now. Oh,
LT,
baby.
No, don't know that one.
YTT.
I was gonna say, what about? I don't know what they're.
Bieber? Are you gonna say Bieber?
I was gonna say the Oak Ridge Boys. Are they still chugging along? The Oak Ridge Boys.
Oak Ridge Boys.
The Oak Ridge Boys. Yes, they. I don't. Well, that. Wouldn't that be something? Everybody's talking Nickelback and all this, and ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Game 6, and it's got that in the drops in there. Like, and maybe I'm saying, just give them the lager beer. No, maybe it is something like the Oak Ridge Boys. Maybe it's something like, maybe it's like a hologram of Frank Zappa, like something along those lines. Where did I saw another one in the nasty chat in here as well? Our Lady Peace, no.
Great Big C,
Great
no.
Big C, no. Drake, that was the one. He put the bet down. Kendrick performed last night. Wouldn't that be something if Drake comes out Game 6 prior to in the Ice
Diss
District
track from
and just
Rogers.
releases a diss track from Rogers? Come on, hey, that would talk about getting in the mix there. That would be that'd be quite something. You want generic? Bring in Trooper. I was waiting for that one. They probably
what
have
about Kim Mitchell? If you're bringing in Trooper, Kim Mitchell's probably there.
Complete the triad and give me some April Wine, baby.
April Wine is good.
It's great. They're just party bands, man. Honeymoon Suite. I get it. We've all heard them 20,000 times, but it just gets you moving. It's easy stuff to dance to. Shake the hips.
Tom Dixon's mustache Headstones. Ooh, little tweeter in the monkey man.
Don't mind that either.
Treble Charger.
Treble Charger. We're getting into it now. Just give us Edgefest 98, hey?
Yes.
Yeah, the full Monday. Moist.
My band was opened up for Treble Charger at Come On I Wanna Lay a at Grant McEwen, their student union party. Back in
you were telling me about this
2001.
Yeah. And what was the name of that gig again?
Come On I Wanna Lay ya.
Bam! Bam!
Yes. Hey, where's my pellet gun?
You got him.
Oh my God!
Barry the
yes.
Cheater. Yeah, some BTO. 5440.
5440.
I'll take 5440.
Patio. Get me some gosh darn patio lanterns.
Patio lanterns. Yeah. Hey, we're in it. Let us know. Hey, maybe that's the fun little topic today ahead of Game 6 tomorrow. Which acts do you want to see? Which fantasy act would you like to see? I loved Max Webster, Canada's third greatest band ever. That comes in as well from Ace 96. The Guess Who, Nickelback, must be a PJ group. Ask Noodles to tell the story about staying with Kroger's driver, waking him up too late to get to the NHL team bus and getting a helicopter ride to downtown Vegas. That's what I'm saying. I think they snapped their fingers and somebody's on call.
Yeah, okay.
Like the car is always running, shall we say.
Yeah, it's too bad Noodles isn't on today because we could ask him to personally call Chad on the thing.
That's the third party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Say, is this happening?
Daryl, we don't need you. We got Noodles on the case.
Right.
Chilliwack as well. Keep it coming in. 780-218-9999. A little fun activity we can do ahead of Game 6 tomorrow. Oilers-Panthers, of course, dragging him back here to Edmonton. I know he said the province. I just can't. We're not dragging him back to You're dragging him back to It's the Edmonton Oilers, right? Correct?
Yes.
So enough. It ain't Calgary. It ain't anything else like that. It's Edmonton. Dragging back to Edmonton. Let's get it straight here. Panthers, Oilers tomorrow. And if you want some musical act, maybe a comedian. Hey, maybe a comedian gets on the stage and lightens things up. I Mother Earth, Brandon from Windsor. Don't mind that as well. Keep it coming in. $20 to A&W online for text of the day. We got Craig Button of TSN coming up after the top of the hour. It's a busy final 2 hours of the show today. A Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day from Jay Milne. We'll go with the footy with that. Your next chance at $100,000 swing to win, getting in on that. That'll be coming up just after Craig Button. The Fan Zone. I got beef. We got some jerky here from Corey the Butcher at Acme Meats. And Tim Enger from Football Alberta as well, discussing the upcoming World Championships here in Edmonton beginning later this weekend and into next week. So all of that coming up in hour number 2. Craig Button as well on the way once again just after 7 o'clock. And keep those texts coming in. Just put Dallas from Nelson on the stage and the crowd will go crazy. He's pumping it out. It's a man and his guitar. There's not much to it. You probably give Dallas a couple of tickets and a food voucher, and he's good to go. I met him in Vegas. Great guy. Doesn't require too much. Just likes getting his art out there, and we appreciate him for that. But I think if even you put him up there, people. He plays a few tunes. First type of note, people will know what it is. His music's been played on shows and stations here during the run, so I think that would go over quite well. It's no Nickelback. He doesn't have a PJ.
A duo between. That would be nice if they came together for a song. Jaunty and Victoria and Dallas from Nelson.
Meeting on stage.
Wouldn't that be cool?
People crying, just hugging each other.
That.
And Butthole Surfers from Lebanon Dawn.
The texts and messages that are coming in are just such a trip down memory lane for a lot of these different band names that I haven't heard in
it's a good time,
in years. Yeah. It makes me realize how epic Canadian music was, indie music was back in our, late 90s, early 2000s.
Well, you had the alternative section, correct?
Right.
You can't find alternative music anymore.
It's all a lot rock. Of good bands.
Brian, I don't see any Econoline Crush as of yet.
I did.
You did? Okay.
I did.
Finger 11. What about the Rainbow Butt Monkeys? Huh?
Right,
hey,
yes,
here we go.
Who was that band? O-Town? They weren't Canadian, were they?
O-Town. Yeah.
You're my sugar fly. Minna. Come, my baby, you're my baby. Yeah.
That Crazy Town. O-Town was a little more poppy, I think.
Ross Creek Nasties in the chat. He said, who's calling me out? Nobody's calling you out, but I'm maybe asking for a ride next week.
RCN, yeah, they want you on the Hangout, man.
Come in on the Hangout with me on Friday.
Yeah, you'll have to. Iwanic doesn't answer my texts anymore, but you might have to reach out to Iwanic.
I was going to text him and see if he gets back to me. We'll set a trap.
Do it now.
A live trap. Okay.
Say, hey, RCN on the Hangout. Thoughts? and then ... or question mark or something like that. He'll get right back to you.
Okay.
Before the top of the hour, I bet. Anne Marie is overrated. Yeah, I said it. Joe Balaneski. I humbly disagree there. Ramstein, don't think that'll happen. Gore featuring Anne Marie from the Box Partner. Could you imagine that? Gore, like killing off Anne Marie on stage, feeding her to the worm or something like that?
Proof.
How about
I've
Ross
sent it.
Nasty? I love it. Yeah. He'll get back to you. He's up. He's ready to go. Of course, Matty.
Well,
I
there,
want
it's 8:57. It's almost 9
he's-
a.m. He's probably had a morning coffee.
him and Roman have already walked 10K.
Yes, yes, exactly. They've got their steps in.
Sure.
For sure.
Ready to go. Matt Iwanek on the scene. He'll be down in Atlanta. Well, is down in Atlanta, taking in tonight's action with the Voyagers as Canada face Argentina. Match 1 in the Copa America. Should be quite interesting as it's dawning of a new day for the Canadian men's program. Jesse Marsh leading the way, American manager. But a guy with some experience and trying to wrangle this Team Canada team and kind of form them into some sort of success. So we'll see how he does tonight. Stiff test, but you want to get this one out of the way, I think, early in the tournament. And you can carry through with that. Justin the Pizza Guy. O-Town was Liquid Dreams, another banger. Pizza Guy Justin, good to see you, man. Yeah, Liquid Dreams. Come to your own conclusions there if you like. I don't care.
Getting some love for the Tea Party. My buddy Sickler actually texted me personally. He said the Tea Party, heaven's coming down.
Jeff Martin, Canada's Jim Morrison.
That's
Hey,
right.
like,
That's right.
of course.
Rush.
Rush, yeah. Len, don't steal my sunshine. I'd have time for Len. Hey, a reunion. That's why I wouldn't mind seeing what the pop would be, and even if it's not a good band or whatever, but a reunion. Like a group that you haven't heard of for, again, this exercise, you haven't heard of them for 20, 30, and all of a sudden, here they are.
What
and
was that
OEG
one,
brought them back together.
What was that one song? Ba-doo, ba-doo-dee, da-doo-da-doo-da-doo.
Eiffel 65, the blue.
Get them back in.
Blue Abadiba.
Then they could actually explain what those lyrics are.
Northern Pikes from 1. The one morning I chime in before the show, but don't hear the first hour. So RCN chimed in, but he's probably off to work or something like that. It's all good, RCN. We just people are loving you.
Jeez.
Wanted your thoughts on the Flames deal yesterday as we go. Moxie Fruvis.
Wow.
I think we might end it there. Hey, is that the that could be the end? Philosopher Kings. Okay, well, it's
Blues Traveler.
man. This has been a great hour of
Just when you think you've had enough.
a throwback Thursday of sorts.
Harmonica. You throw on the Blues Traveler greatest hits.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Inundated.
We'll have a sports update here from Jay, and we'll be right back. Craig Button on the way. He'll be by, of course, Stanley Cup Finals, but some action off the ice as well around the NHL yesterday, and we'll get his thoughts on that, both the Kings and the Flames making some noise here out in the Pacific and making some moves. 7 o'clock, you are tuned into the Nielsen Show, Edmonton Sports Talk, Lieutenant Eric, YouTube Trev, and Jay Milne with a sports update right now.
Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals goes tomorrow night. Edmonton, Florida. What else needs to be said? Panthers head coach Paul Maurice doesn't believe that the pressure has shifted onto his squad, stating that he is more comfortable and understands the feeling of a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 goes from Rogers Place tomorrow night at 6 p.m. The Red Sox came into Toronto riding a 3-game road win streak, and they have now turned it into 4 in a row as they defeat the Jays 7-3. The Edmonton Riverhawks fall to the Kelowna Falcons 12-3, and Game 3 of that series goes later tonight, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage beginning at 7:35. Your Edmonton Prospects are in Lethbridge tonight as they take on the Bulls. Game time at 7:05 from Spitz Stadium. Canada, led by superfan Matthew Iwanek, will open the Copa America tournament against the mighty World Cup champion Argentinian squad, led by Lionel Messi. That game begins at 6 p.m. In the Euro Cup, 3 fixtures today as Group C sees Slovenia take on Serbia at 7 a.m. Denmark faces off with England. And in Group B, a clash of the Titans as Spain takes on Italy at 1 p.m. That's going to be a big day for Iwanek. He's going to watch the Italy game and then go right. Wow.
Atlanta strip clubs, look out.
Ooh, look out. Yes. Look out for Iwanek and his dad, Roman. And Week 3 in the CFL kicks off tonight from Montreal as Les Alouettes host the 1-0 Red Blacks. And the Elks look to get into the win column on the road Saturday night as they face off against the Argonauts. And tonight at 7 p.m., your Edmonton Stingers will battle the 2-5 Ottawa Blackjacks. This sports update has been brought to you by Park Mazda and dealer principal Mitch Lewicki. No one lives forever. No one. But with advances in modern science and his high-level income, it's not crazy to think that he can live to be 245, maybe 300.
.04, you're tuned into the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, the iHeart and TuneIn radio apps, and of course, as always, crystal clear. You can check out our mugs on the YouTube. Chat is flying as well. You can have your say in the nasty chat on YouTube or at Paris Jewelers inbox. 780-218-9999 is the number to text. Of course, $20 to A&W on the line. It's been a very illuminating hour in the Paris Jewelers inbox. Lots of good suggestions for entertainment tomorrow down at Ice District. Loving that. A bit of a blast from the past. Maybe it's where we go here with our next guest as well. He's a fun guy. He likes music, and maybe he'll have an idea of some performers or performer for tomorrow night. But it is Craig Button, and he's brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. Gear up for game day. Oilers, Adidas, jerseys, on ice, name and number sewing. Visit them today, Edmonton, corner of 128th Avenue, St. Albert Trail. Or you can check them out online from the comfort of your home, proamsports.ca. It is Lieutenant Eric Jason Milne with you. Dustin Nielsen has the call. CFL Week 3. He is on the road. I do believe in Winnipeg. Is where he will be at today. Not too sure on the schedule as of yet, but he's on the road calling CFL. Lieutenant Eric J. Milne with you. Talking all things hockey, of course, ahead of Game 6 tomorrow, Oilers and Panthers, but a few deals as well circulating yesterday, and one of which I forgot to get to, and that hurts, was the Barclay Goodrow waiver claim, but we'll get to all of that here with our next guest, Craig Button. He joins us. Craig, looking good, man. What's going on? I wanted to get to this first. We don't really know who or what might be performing tomorrow, if there is anything. Do you have any suggestion for performance? Maybe a musical act, a band, a group? Anybody you'd like to see to get things kicked off tomorrow down at Ice District?
Yeah, well, does Shania Twain leave town? I mean, she's got this thing all kicked off, didn't she?
Right.
I mean,
yeah.
It's like, you know, she's in the dressing room. She's singing. She's belting it out. The fans are belting it out. Hey, maybe what you got to do is just get all the fans there. Hard without knowing if there was going to be a Game 6 to book an act, right?
Yeah.
So I think maybe some cover bands have to come there and, you know, take it from there. But how about this? I don't know if you can see our two shirts. We got North Carolina, Michigan here, right? And there was a famous game. There's a famous game, Eric. Do you remember?
Did you guys? Is this coordinated here? Is this a?
No, it's just we react to what's happening. Like, you know, we're there was a famous game between North Carolina and Michigan in the NCAA basketball championship. Do you remember what happened?
I think so. I think
you know, but Eric doesn't know.
Oh, you guys are the fans. Please.
This was the timeout
tell me.
Yeah, Chris Webber called a timeout when they didn't have one.
That was the Fab Five.
Fab Five.
Yeah. back in the day. I remember that game. That was actually a game. That was, I think, the first NCAA Final Four game I'd ever watched, because my neighbor down the road, Taylor Rayborn, was a massive North Carolina fan. So we all got on the bandwagon. We're cheering for North Carolina, and that was an instant classic. Obviously, I mean, hey, when you have a 30 for 30 made up about it, it's
but is it the anniversary? Like, what am I missing? Like, this is
not
just
at all.
This
Not
is
at all.
highly coincidental between the two of you.
I got Michigan wear. He's got a North Carolina shirt on. North Tar Heels, Wolverines.
But it's funny how you both.
Well,
What
it's
a
not
coincidence.
coincidence. I mean, I text Craig this morning when I woke
That's
up
what I'm
and said,
saying.
"Hey,
Okay, thank you.
let's do this bit today. We've
was on
wanted to do
plan.
it for so long, so now we finally get an
yeah.
opportunity."
Yeah, I lived in Ann Arbor at the time, so I was right
Oh,
there.
wow.
With the fan. So I you were rooting for the Tar Heels. I was rooting for the Wolverines. So, Eric, can you play music? I think you can play music.
Well, there's a few people on our YouTube chat, Craig, suggesting that you perhaps are the entertainment. I don't know if you're maybe a little prop comedy or just slam poetry, something like that. But let's get into the.
I can juggle.
You can. Well,
Boom.
Look, on short notice, as you said, maybe that's something we explore. But getting into things here, of course, in Game 6 tomorrow, a little bit of time. But I want to get your thoughts too. And we had talked to you a couple of days. The Game 5, your thoughts on everything there. We said that was the game really in the series. I mean, the Oilers, of course, needed to stay alive. Panthers with a chance to secure things on home ice. They got to load up the Jets again, fly back up here. Zito's throwing water bottles. Your thoughts on that Game 5 down in Florida, 30 degrees, ice muck, all the storylines erupting out of that?
Well, I mean, the biggest storyline is 97. I mean, just absolutely taking the team and putting it on his back. And certainly when you watch him play the way he has the last two games, I mean, everybody in Edmonton has had the great opportunity to watch Connor McDavid play since he entered the league. He's looking unstoppable right now. I know that Paul Maurice said after the game, we're not deflated. Bill Zito's throwing water bottles. And if Connor McDavid is truly unstoppable, the Florida Panthers are in Alligator Alley, because the alligators are nipping at their heels, coming to bite their knees. And Connor McDavid is leading the charge, because if they don't find an answer for Connor McDavid, there's going to be more water bottles thrown, and the Panthers are going to go down in history like the 1942 Detroit Red Wings.
It's a funny series, Craig, because I think you look back at the first couple of games and say, and then looking at numbers and say the Oilers, puck luck here or there or certain things, but it seems like Vancouver, Dallas in this series, they've taken a little time to figure out the series. They grow into it. And I find it kind of funny that Bobrovsky starting the series as he did with the numbers he had. We talk about Barkov and underrated all this. Yeah, through the first three. But now it just seems to have turned on its head. Stuart Skinner now the story in net. Bobrovsky's save percentage plummeting. And Connor McDavid, as you just mentioned, rightfully so, back-to-back 4-point nights. He's 6 away now from the top. Is this it? Like, is this kind of the fairy tale? The season it's been, backs against the wall, all of this. Connor with his short quips post-game, dragging them back. Like, it just seems to me that this is the final chapter in quite a story written, that Connor McDavid takes this team, albeit injured, banged up, a goaltender that's been maligned, but finding his game, and he's the one to take them over the line. That's kind of the feeling right now, is it not?
I agree with you, Eric. I think everything you just expressed is right there. I think we're watching it, and it's one thing for a player to be as great as Connor McDavid is, and it's one thing to get to the Stanley Cup final. Wayne Gretzky famously said there's 3 seasons. There's the regular season, there's the Stanley Cup playoffs, and the Stanley Cup final. And when Connor McDavid, we know that he's got an unbelievable skill set. But you're watching him now play at a level where he goes, wait a sec, I'm in the Stanley Cup final, and I'm taking it over. In 1991, our team with the Minnesota North Stars went to the Stanley Cup final, and it was magical. It wasn't anything like this. We weren't a very good team, but we got on a great run. We were up 2-1, Game 4 on home ice against the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Mayor Lemieux just took the series over. He just said, the cup is something I need to get my hands on. And watching Connor McDavid right now, it looks eerily the same. And that's why I say okay, great. You can go, okay, how do we get the Stuart Skinner? How do we get our penalty kill a little bit better? I'm talking about the Florida Panthers. How does Bobrovsky find, if they don't find a way to stop Connor McDavid, they're not going to win the series. And right now he looks unstoppable. Stuart Skinner, I think what we should do is go get the Stuart Skinner playlist and play it up in the next, because and maybe we can have there should be video of him bopping to the beat, and just everything. I mean, it's fantastic to watch somebody in a Stanley Cup final look so relaxed and look like he's really enjoying it. And Zach Hyman post game talking about Connor doing Connor things, and I think that when you watch a team, and as you pointed out, Eric, it looked bleak. It didn't look bleak. It was bleak at the beginning of the season. And then they just found a way. And Chris Knobloch saying that, been around teams and heard lots of teams say they have belief. He goes, this team's belief is real. And when they were down 3-0, he talked about that. And the Florida Panthers right now, they look really vulnerable. They look a little bit slower too, Eric.
Yeah.
They look a little slower in the play, and certainly that's something that maybe the extra day helps them right now. But the Oilers certainly have found their mojo.
Well, and I don't want to keep harping on Connor McDavid, but I'm sorry. It's the talk of the town. It's the talk of the series. It's the talk of the NHL. Just how magnificent he has begun to play in this series. I mean, you look, he's probably going to end up going to second place all time in playoff points. Only player in NHL history with consecutive 4-point games. But it didn't start out like that. It didn't start like that in this series in particular. It didn't start out like that. It didn't start out like that for the third line. What do you think has changed? I mean, all of a sudden, this team looks like a totally different team. I mean, at game one, I believe the Oilers should have won that. I always say they got bobbed. But game 2 and 3 did not have the effort and the compete level that they certainly have shown recently. What do you think has changed, Craig? What's allowed them to click into something and figure this out and start getting to Bobrovsky and playing more unified hockey?
Yeah, I love the word unified. And one of the things I think that everybody knows about the Florida Panthers is how hard they forecheck and how effective that becomes. In the first 2 periods of game 1, I thought the Oilers did an outstanding job of not allowing them to get the forecheck going. They stretched the ice. They had a lot of great opportunities, as you point out, and they couldn't finish. Then Florida found their game. Florida was able to find their forechecking game and really start to zero in and make sure that the Edmonton Oilers they literally couldn't get running. Ken Hitchcock said to EJ Raddick, who works for the NHL Network, Ken Hitchcock made this comment to him after game 4. He said, the horses are out of the barn. And, that was only one win. And I know Ken very well. It's 25 years since our Dallas Stars won the Cup in 1999. It's very, very interesting when he said that. He goes, it's one game, 8 goals, but the horses are out of the barn. He's right. And by that, they're skating. They're able to stretch the ice. They're backing off the Florida Panthers. Look at the McDavid goal in game 5. I mean, Evan Bouchard just says, I'm not here to make a play. I'm here to get the puck going. Warren Fogle moves, skates, makes a great play on the puck. McDavid comes in just like that. It's 3-1. And, to 3-0. And to me, that is what they've done really well. They moving the puck quickly out of their zone, and they're taking control of the neutral zone. So now that gets their speed. That's number 1. Number 2, and Chris Knobloch has done this since the day he started coaching with the team. He has found a way to put players in positions where they can have success, and just as importantly, have value to the team and feel valued. Is there any better example? I mean, Connor Brown's been the catalyst for the last two first goals of the game. The third line has started game 4 and started game 5. Now, when a coach says, you're the line that I want to go out there and establish our game. We want you to get us moving here, and they have. So now third line is moving. Fourth line doesn't have to play as much. getting the defense switched around a little bit in terms of finding some rhythm. There's a lot of things that have gone right for them, but if you don't beat the forecheck and you can't get control of the neutral zone, you're not going to be able to have the success they had. But they've done that. The penalty killing is outstanding, as we've seen in back-to-back games with shorthanded goals. Again, you got to find a way to solve your opponent. And the Edmonton Oilers have found a way to take away a significant part of the Florida Panthers game. That's the key to success.
Well, who would have thought that we'd be, sitting here on June 20th, applauding Connor Brown as the Oilers go deep into the Stanley Cup playoffs. Craig, you have a vote. You have a say in the Conn Smythe voting. Is this, at the start of this series, you could say, well, this is Bobrovsky's to lose, and I think he's now lost it. Between a player like Barkov, who was shutting down Connor essentially, but is there? I mean, win or lose, and I know this is irrelevant if it isn't a loss to Connor anyways, but is he running away with the Conn Smythe at this time?
My understanding is the engraving has already begun. It begins with CONN, and he'll be the first player in the history of the Conn Smythe Trophy to be handed the Conn Smythe Trophy with his name already on it. It's his trophy, and to me, win or lose, it's his trophy. He has shown that he's been the most valuable player in the playoffs, and we look at. I mean, he's in rarefied air with the points with Gretzky and Lemieux. But Gretzky and Lemieux never have had to do what Connor McDavid is doing, and that's drag a team back from 3-0 down and show unequivocally that there is a path to a championship. That's what he's shown. And as great as Wayne and Mario are, this is different. This is nothing to take away from Wayne and Mario's brilliance and everything they did. But it's a different type of brilliance. It's a different type of excellence that Connor McDavid has shown. And that's what the Conn Smythe Trophy is for. And to me, it's over. The Conn Smythe Trophy conversation is over. It's Connor McDavid's.
Craig Button joining us from TSN, brought to you by Pro-Am Sports. It is the Nielsen Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Don't want to keep you too long here, Craig. A few things happening also around the league yesterday off the ice and some deals. And we just want to get your thoughts, maybe a three-pronger here from you. The Capitals acquiring Pierre-Luc Dubois from the Kings. Darcy Kemper goes to L.A. The Devils acquiring Jacob Markstrom from the Flames. Defenseman Kevin Ball in a first-rounder in 2025 back to Calgary. And then finally, I want to get your thoughts as well on the Barclay Goodrow waiver claim Rangers Sharks thing. Doesn't seem like too good of a situation there for Goudreau. Rumors of his no trade list in San Jose on that, but he's a Shark again. So your thoughts on those three transactions going on yesterday?
Okay, well, I mean, Markstrom, I don't think anybody is surprised that Jacob Markstrom moved. I don't think even less so that he moved to the New Jersey Devils. Jacob had a full no-move clause. So he was in the driver's seat. And certainly Craig Conroy was not going to just move him for nothing. But for the New Jersey Devils, getting Jacob Markstrom significant. Goaltending derailed them last year. And certainly it was something that wasn't addressed. Well, Tom Fitzgerald has addressed it now. And it feels to me like the Calgary Flames are working towards trying to be competitive, but trying to be in a place when the new building opens in 2028 where they can be a better team. All the draft picks they're getting, everything they're doing, and that's what it feels like to me. Pierre-Luc Dubois, big trade last year from Winnipeg to the LA Kings. Rob Blake signs him to a big long-term contract, and Pierre-Luc Dubois was abysmal this year for the LA Kings. I love the fact that Rob Blake says, hey, wait a sec. It didn't work here. And everybody goes, well, you know what? And I heard Pierre-Luc Dubois say my first year in Winnipeg wasn't great, and you come back. And Rob says, I'm not taking a chance there. There's no way. There's 7 more years at this. I don't see a path for you to be successful here. We need to be successful. Cut your losses, move along, and get a goaltender that has shown that he can play very well behind a very good defensive team, because goaltending wasn't very good. Goal scoring wasn't great. Goaltending let him down near the end. And I think addressing that with Darcy Kemper at better dollars and alleviating yourself was really, really great, strong work by Rob Blake. The Barclay Goodrow scenario, players are going to get upset at different points in time. There's not. He didn't have a no-move clause.
Yep.
So he didn't have a no-move clause. So Chris Drury couldn't trade him maybe to a place that wanted him. So he put him on waivers. And That's just the business, straightforward. Barclay Goodrow can be upset, and I understand it. Don't get me wrong. When I was in Calgary, we ended up getting Igor Kravchuk under a very similar situation. And, Igor is somebody that I have. He's a friend. He's somebody that came into our group and was just such a valuable person and player for us. And I think that Mike Greer will try to do the same thing with Barclay Goodrow. They know him. He played in San Jose, but the bottom line is this is part of the business, and there's parts of the business that make players unhappy, and there's parts of the business that make teams unhappy. This is a scenario where Christopher said, "Hey, we got to get some cap space." That was his path.
Yeah, or play yourself into the conversation too. I mean, it's down to the player to ultimately make yourself worthwhile, right?
Yeah.
I got to ask you one last thing here, Craig. I mean, we saw the memes coming out, and obviously the video footage of one Bill Zito throwing a unidentified bottle of water in the press box or in the owner's suite or managers, whatever you want to call it. What's the craziest thing you threw during your tenure and frustrations of being in the NHL?
Give us a top 10.
Yeah, give us some objects you've thrown.
Okay. Listen, I never threw anything. Listen, back when I was a manager and everything, the cameras weren't on you the way they were now. But there is something out there. You might be able to find it. I had these bottom teeth knocked out, and I was in the process of getting an implant, and so I had a flipper. And one time they caught me the flipper. I was flipping. I was like Matthew Tkachuk before Matthew mouthpiece with the mouth guard. I had the flipper flipping around and everything, and it ended up coming across. And my girls were young at the time, and they and their friends thought that was the funniest thing they'd ever seen.
A toothless Craig Button. Who wouldn't want that?
Yeah, in more ways than one, Jay.
Craig, we'll leave it at that. Appreciate your time as always, man, and filling in this morning. Enjoy tomorrow, Game 6, and we'll talk next week.
Yeah, I can't wait to get up to Edmonton again for Game 6. Just a fantastic atmosphere.
We'll see you on stage, Craig. That's TSN's Craig Button. Brought to you as always by Pro Am Sports. You can gear up for game day, gear up for Game 6 here. Pay them a visit. They love talking hockey. Get into the shop, or you can order online, but they got Oilers Adidas jerseys, on ice, name and number sewing. Corner 128th Avenue, St. Albert Trail, or online, proamsports.ca. Good folks out there, support them, good local guys, and they also got that you can get that Stanley Cup sewn right onto the jersey if you want to, the little patch. 7:24. Let's keep moving here. We're going to do a keyword right now. Are we good with that, Trev? We can get that word up on the screen. I think we'll give somebody a lucky call as well. We do have the Cool Bet Canada hotline. That'll be coming up briefly. We'll touch on that quickly. I know you got a little play of the day that we'll get to. But right now, text in. Look at this. Matty Iwanek leaves, and he's got 2 words to text in. It's a double. It's a double word keyword this morning, so you can text it in 780-218-9999. And, of course, this is for the $100,000 Swing to Win. Yes, that's right. We're giving away $100,000 for a hole-in-one. That'll be going down at the Ranch Golf and Country Club July 3rd. We will be there live. 25 people will get a shot. If it is sunk at number 3 or number 8 or number 24, that's it. One shot, $100,000 on the line, 25 contestants, all swinging to win. That'll be 180 yards, 17th hole at the Ranch Golf and Country Club July 3rd. The keyword to text in, 780-218-9999, Pebble Beach. Pebble Beach. 2 words is the keyword today. Pebble Beach. And we think, Matthew, you could have had just Pebble. I mean, we would have Pebble's the word, and you'd be, Pebble Beach.
Yeah.
He's used the last names of everybody. Why doesn't he just use their full name then? Anyways, Pebble Beach. Text it in, 780-218-9999. And you could be the next lucky qualifier, as we will give our next contestant a call as well. I think, Jay, you can do the cool bet. We'll get a cool bet lean or a sprinkle or a play from you here.
Oh, you're going to like this one.
I'm all ears, baby.
You're going to like this one. And actually, if you're this is why this intrigued me going on to coolbet.com and seeing this, is because I'm not really a soccer fan.
Yeah, that's
I don't, it's not a sport I would watch a lot. But with the Euro Cup on, I mean, you have live sports during the day.
It's like Olympics. You just
so
kind
it's
of
cool.
Yeah.
It might be on in the background or whatnot. So when I saw this, I thought, okay, this is cool. It's called the Favorites Bet.
Okay.
So it's for all 3 fixtures today.
The terminology and everything.
Fixtures
on the pitch.
On the pitch. We had the fixtures. So all 3 fixtures. So we've got Denmark, England. And remember, this is the favorites. So England, Serbia,
Okay.
Spain.
Okay.
All three plus 628. It's an exclusive on coolbet.com plus 628. A $10 bet would cash out at $72.75.
Love it. Love it.
That is the cool bet line of the day.
And this is good because, as you mentioned, if you aren't too familiar, you throw a sprinkle on it, and all of a sudden you're in. You know
put
the
a buck on it.
Exactly.
You win $7.
Throw an Ionic 10 center on there as he does with his units.
Yeah, I mean, if you're sitting around watching, or you have the afternoon off, you want to go for an early.
Dude, it's the best. You get a patio, and
hit a patio.
It's just
I mean, I've been watching you. You've been. This is the time of your life.
The German Canadian
Cultural
Culture
Center,
Club.
yeah.
They we were in the Black Forest Lounge as we were for Germany, and then Scott Laurie Redbeard joined us as well in his Scottish kit. He was getting a few barbs, but it was a friendly back and forth. Germany would throttle them 5-1. They're looking good, man. They're looking really good through 2 games, but the hosts are.
Did you indulge in schnitzel?
Well, they had a light menu,
Kraut?
to which I did.
Sauerkraut?
I had a few too many Kronbackers in me before, and then I was just that was it. There was no eating after
No
that.
heifers?
No Heifers. They did have. They were out of schnitzel. They did have the brats on a bun though, which was. I mean, you can't argue with that. And we do have our next lucky contestant. What contestant?
Yes,
is
we
it?
do.
Number what? 10 now or?
This is 18.
18.
Yeah.
Holy heck!
Yeah, we're going through them.
Who we got on the line, Trev?
We have James. James is on the line.
James, how you doing, man?
I am doing absolutely fantastic now.
You are on fire, baby. You're feeling good. It's July 3rd at the ranch, 180 yards, 17th hole. Your chance at a hole-in-one for $100,000. What's your familiarity with this? You've been on the hole. You've been at the ranch. You kind of know what you're doing here. You know what club you're going to be using?
I have not been at the hole. I have not been at the ranch. I suck at golf. I might try my putter, but if not, I'll talk to all my golf friends, and they can give me all the tips and tricks to try and get this thing in.
It'll be nothing short of entertaining, I'm sure, from you. By the sounds of it, you're jazzed up and ready to go. We look forward to this, man, and good luck once again. July 3rd, down at the Ranch Golf and Country Club, hole 17, 180 yards, and your chance at $100,000. Best of luck, James.
Thank you very much, you guys. You guys rock.
Guy's on fire, hey?
That guy.
Get him performing at Ice District tomorrow. Love it.
Energy.
Yeah.
Energy. I'm going to the ranch today. I'm going to go say hi to Murray McCourt. Golfing there this afternoon.
Yeah, grab a bite to eat, maybe, hey, on the patio. And all
Oh,
that.
yeah. Going to knock back a couple lagers. Go golf. with my homeboys. It's going to be fun. Wife's driving us out there.
Oh, well.
It's a tournament.
Fine. It's all good, hey? Yep. Pebble Beach, once again, 780-218-9999 is the keyword and the number to text. We've done the Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day. Let's break for a sports update. We'll be back with the Fan Zone. For fans first, a little I Got Beef as well. And Tim Enger of Football Alberta will join us to cap hour number 2 here on the Nielson Show, Edmonton Sports Talk, the iHeart TuneIn radio apps, and on YouTube.
Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals goes tomorrow night. Edmonton, Florida. What else needs to be said? But Panthers head coach Paul Maurice doesn't believe that the pressure has shifted onto his squad, stating that he is more comfortable and understands the feeling of a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 goes from Rogers Place tomorrow night. Well, the Red Sox came into Toronto riding a 3-game road win streak, and they have turned it into a 4-game road streak as they defeat the Jays 7-3. The Edmonton Riverhawks fall to the Kelowna Falcons 12-3, and Game 3 of that series goes later tonight right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Yes, you can hear all of that coverage beginning at 7:35. And your Edmonton prospects are in Lethbridge tonight as they take on the Bulls, the Lethbridge Bulls. Game time is at 7:05 from Spitz Stadium. Maybe that's something we can talk about in the Fan Zone. What's your favorite flavor of Spitz? Being played at Spitz Stadium. Canada, led by superfan Matthew Iwanek, will open the Copa America tournament against the mighty World Cup champion Argentinian squad, which is led by Lionel Messi. That game kicks off at 6 p.m. And in the Euro Cup, 3 fixtures today. Group C, Slovenia takes on Serbia, Denmark v. England, and in Group B, we have a clash of the Titans as Spain takes on Italy. That game is at 1 p.m. our time. And Week 3 in the CFL kicks off tonight from Montreal as Les Alouettes host the 1-0 Red Blacks. And your Elks look to get into the win column on the road Saturday night as they face off against the Argonauts. Tonight at 7 p.m., your Edmonton Stingers will battle the 2-5 Ottawa Blackjacks. This sports update has been brought to you by the staff and Mitch Lewicki at Park Mazda. Mitch Lewicki, we should have taken him out back and shot him a long time ago.
If you're like me, you like to picture yourself in luxury, even though there's absolutely no way you could afford it. And if you can, well, even better. Thankfully, I picture myself in something that is luxury, but still absolutely affordable, like the all-new Mazda CX-90 from Park Mazda. With the new luxury features like facial recognition settings and quilted detail Napa leather seating, I can pretend to be comfortable with all of my proper settings activated without even touching a button, thanks to Mitch Lewicki and the great staff at Park Mazda. I like to picture Mitch Lewicki with like a giant eagle's wings and singing lead vocals for Leonard Skinner with like an angel band. And I'm in the crowd hammered drunk.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
First thing we fire Woody, and then we hire Knob Block. Bring in Paul Coffee, then goes against us stop. Illusions that someday we'd be in the fight. Now it's playoffs, and this is game night. And that's when it dawned upon me that this is a serious team, and there ain't no doubt tonight we'll shut them out. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley. Oilers will hoist Lord Stanley. Cup is coming back to Oiltown.
7:36. It is the Nielson Show. EdmontonSportsTalk.com, the iHeart TuneIn radio apps, and on YouTube. The Nasty Chat absolutely rocking. And hey, hit the like button as well. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the sub. We did eclipse the 9,000 subscribers yesterday. A momentous show on the YouTube yesterday as the likes were humming, the subs were subbing, and keep it going today. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like, do what you got to do for the Glue Crew here. Jay Milne, in for Dustin Nielsen, Lieutenant Eric as well, and YouTube Trev Behind the Glass, presented by Southport Chevrolet. And we're coming to you from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. The crispy chicken buffalo wrap is back. Get it today as a pre-gamer. A Game 6 Eve meal, I guess you can say. 2 classic hand-battered and breaded mild chicken tenders, bold buffalo sauce paired with fresh lettuce, tomato, and milder spicy mayo wrapped in a soft flour tortilla. Head down to Popeyes today and get some lunch from the good people there. We're going to get into the fan zone as well right now. It's brought to you by Fans First. By fans, for fans, no fees. Get your tickets for the Oilers Cup run at www.fansfirst.ca. And we won't spend too much time on the fan zone. The fan zone obviously just kind of throughout the show, but we had a lot of good texts on some sort of musical act tomorrow. Now, I do believe some people are kind of, Norman Combine, Nickelback or abroad, and the NHL said there's not going to be any act. I get that. Maybe there won't be. But this is a time to have a little fun with
Dare
it.
to dream.
This is our little AM nasty experiment. So if Anne Marie, whatever you want. Maybe they do a Rita McNeil hologram. But whatever you want. Get your suggestions in.
The Nasty Chat's calling for a Wheels Far Hat crowd surfing. Do it.
I don't mind it at all.
I'd love to see that.
I want maybe a Steve Aoki cake thing where Wheels throws a cake into the crowd or something like that. I don't mind Wheels out there as the entertainment. He's in the Nasty Chat and says if you're down to the moss pit tomorrow before the game, find him and say hi.
First-time texter to the PGA Paris Jewelers inbox, Scott, thanks for including your name, Chicks Dig It for the win. Now that's
a Calgary
a
band though, isn't it? Hey, like they're a Southern Alberta group, but
I just love the reference of Chicks Dig It. I mean, that's been a minute since I heard that.
A little chupacabra, hey, if you will. Great band. My favorite song from Chicks Dig It was the, I think it goes, "I Want to Hump You." That was the great.
Who can forget such a classic?
Great songwriters and some good 2-minute ditties there from Chicks Dig It. 780-218-9999, Paris Jewelers inbox. It is the Fan Zone, brought to you by Fans First. Jason Luke says, I will bring my acoustic guitar to Hudson's for Game 7 and play that song for all those fans entering the facility. I believe you were chiming in on the Dallas from Nelson Tragically Hip parody there. That'd be nice. I mean, anything hip-wise. I mean, I know cover bands, when you talk about the Beatles or Nirvana or even the Hip, it's tough to cover these legends, I guess, of music and do it properly. But I think a little Hip around the campfire or anybody covering it, don't have any opposition to that. Hey,
well, my boy VR Montenegro in the Nasty Chat was getting a little chastised there for even suggesting that maybe a certain country singer from this area could be.
Don't do it. Don't say it.
I'm not going to say his name.
Words.
I'm not going to say his name. We all know who we're talking about. But, maybe there was a little bit of a comeback, offer a redemption for him, to which I say no, stay away.
You're not even giving him a lifeline here. No chance. No. Well, you don't mess with a good thing. My wife and Jess, 100.3 The Bear, pretty good friends. They both want to do something for the game, but they also don't want to
do something
because what they've been doing has been working. Oh, you want to come over? Well, I can't come over. That will jinx it. And I can't come over to yours because they'll jinx it. So you just keep doing what you're doing. That's why they should have kept Shania. Stick around. We'll get you a hotel room. We'll get you a nice view.
I wonder where you would
town.
Where Shania Twain would be comfortable with being put up in Edmonton. Is that more of a Chateau Lacombe? Is that the Ice District?
Anything an Ice District, I think you could.
Hotel McDonald's?
You could make it easy there and give her some, an extra mint on her pillow type of thing. But she's a country gal. She could handle anything. I think even give her an Airbnb. Hell, she could come lay down on Matty Iwanik's couch in his office. He ain't here for the next couple of days. I mean, the timing would fit perfectly there.
Therapy.
How about Zit Remedy comes in from Juan? Hey, a little Zit Remedy is here. Hey, Paul Brandt from Joel. That's a good one. I don't think it'll be happening. Jet Set Satellite that comes in from Lucas, I do believe. How about a little Minstrels on Speed, my uncle's band from the past, Local Boys 2. I don't mind just a collection of great local acts coming on the stage and introducing themselves and playing a few covers. This is the Fan Zone, brought to you by Fans First. Check them out, fansfirst.ca. The Fan Zone. Any other act? Like Trev, you're a man. You're the youth of today.
Hip. You're cool.
You know the beat now with all the younger acts, groups, and artists. Is there any pop act or rapper you might want to see?
Anything newer? Nah. Like I'm kind of like I don't think it would resonate with the fans that much. Like, to get the people going, I kind of like what they're doing. The
Little
older,
bit, little
yeah,
biz.
yeah. I didn't mind Shania Twain. I don't mind the Nickelback. Maybe like the Offspring. That's one band. I don't know. Maybe would that be cool? I feel like they'd get the boys or the fans, I guess, going.
Be hell of a shock.
Yeah, just all of a sudden.
Sure, cool.
Yeah, like that. I really like the Offspring. So
I love
maybe
the
them.
Offspring.
Yeah,
One of my top 3 concerts of all time.
That's what I've heard.
Is the Offspring at the Agricom, where now the Hangar, where the Stingers play. I saw them. They had short people on the stage. They had adult females on the stage. They had fire hoses, fire.
It's like Mardi Gras. Hey,
it was a sight to behold. Yeah, if you were in the on the floor, I was up in the seats, but if you were on the floor for that, you were getting soaked.
That's the Fan Zone, brought to you by Fans First. We do have Tim Enger coming up from Football Alberta soon. I'm going to go get some beef jerky from Corey the Butcher. We'll gnaw on that here.
Yes.
But I got beef right now. It's brought to you by Corey the Butcher at Acme Meats. Did you want to get maybe the jerky?
Do you want me to get the beef jerky?
Yeah,
for
I
you?
mean, I will.
Eric.
Indulge.
I'm just here for
I
you,
just
brother.
love it.
Okay.
It's that little pack with the butcher's paper. It just looks so nice. It's written on there. Show meat from Corey the Butcher at Acme Meats. Check him out today. I was there last week. Great little place. Got some steaks. Got a nice pork ribs. I'm going to be doing that up soon, but the steaks there are just unbelievable. I think Corey was cutting some up on his Twitter last night. You can follow him on Twitter as well, at Corey the Butcher, and on Instagram. A very good follow if you like Tattoos the Ink. And, of course, in the butcher game for a long time, over 100 years, family-owned and operated. Eat fresh, eat local, eat Acme. Acme Meats down there at the Ritchie Market, 9570 76th Avenue. Let's get at it, boys. Get a pull there if you want, Trev. Multiple flavors. It's kind of a mixed bag here, but we'll let... And what do you got beef with today? 780-218-9999 or in the nasty chat. Boys, do you got any beef? I know, Jay, you were talking about the... people in yards and stuff like that, but and then the horse guy, the money being spent at your acreage and everything like that. But any beefs from the sports world? I got a beef that we kind of don't have a musical act, and there probably won't be one, but kind of having fun with that.
I think that was fun. That was an interesting experience. Kind of the surprise of it all.
It's a surprise. That's the best thing about it all.
Yeah.
I bet. And you're hoping that maybe tomorrow there is a bit of a surprise. Maybe OEG's got a rabbit out of the hat or a card up their sleeve, but...
Well, here's what I would suggest. If there is no surprise, go ahead and elevate Drum Guy to the main act and treat him like you would Shania Twain.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, throw him up on that stage. Let's get Drum Guy going. This is fantastic.
Isn't it
beef
good?
jerky.
I don't even know what flavor it is. They're all kind of different flavors, but great jerky. Once again, Corey the Butcher, Acme Meat, 9570 76th Avenue. Steaks, ribs, the whole bit. Sausages, had a few European wieners, and fresh burger patties is when I went down there. Gave me 2 of those. Put them on the grill. Didn't even eat buns. I bought a little Acme Meat barbecue sauce that Corey makes, homemade. Slathered that on top. I ate those fresh patties, fork and knife, just on a plate. No bun, no cheese, no nothing. Stands up on its own. Corey the Butcher, Acme Meats. Get down there today. Steaks, jerky, European wieners, the whole bit. He'll do it for you. And it's the butcher's paper, so you know it's good. Trev, you got any beef?
I do got beef. I got some beef, boys.
Give it to me.
Pierre Luc Dubois is my beef. Oh man, I was actually pretty happy that he got traded. Like, probably the time that he's like, I don't want to get traded, which is kind of why. He comes in the league, 3rd overall pick. Mm-hmm. He doesn't really like being in Columbus. He asks for a trade. He gets Winnipeg. He doesn't really like being in Winnipeg. He asks for a trade. Or he tells them, he's like, I'm not re-signing with you guys. So just already, like, and he said that within, like, months of being there. So you're not winning in any fans. And even to start the season, he scores in his debut back in Winnipeg, and then he does like the ear thing to the crowd, to the Jets. It's like, what are you talking about? Like they didn't run you out of town. You just didn't want to play there. So I don't know what that was all about. And then finally he gets his contract. He sells himself. He gets his contract, his big money contract, which is just ridiculous that anyone's going to spend that much on him. It was an overpay to start with, and then just looking at it now, it's one of the just worst contracts in the league. I don't think he'll ever live up to that contract. He finally gets that destination. He gets the money. He goes to LA, but he doesn't bring that play with him. It's the worst season of his career offensively. He was invisible. He was invisible in the playoffs. He didn't show up at all. He's all bark, no bite. I can't stand him. You know, he finally gets that contract and he doesn't bring the play. And so finally, what are you going to do? I love that Rob Blake's like, no, he's like, no, he's not bringing it. And yeah, you're gone. So I got beef with him. Good riddance is what I have to say. Maybe playing out east will help him. You know, he's a physical player. You didn't see that much, you know, being in the West here. He's just, oh man. So I don't like him.
PLD beef.
PLD beef. That's my beef today. Yeah.
Kind of didn't mind him in the division though, hey? Like a guy.
Yeah, like I didn't mind him. Like and see that's the thing.
From
like
an Oilers point of view, you kind of want a guy disrupting a team in your.
Yeah.
You know.
I get that for sure. But if I did a whole rant on this, I was as soon as I had a little nap yesterday and I woke up and I saw this and I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to do a video on it. So if you want my full spiel of how I really feel, you can head to my YouTube channel, Above Average. Check out the video. I just dropped it last night. But it just irritates me, man. Like it really, really does. He finally got what he wanted, and then he doesn't show up, so he gets traded. Ha! I love it.
You know, I've got a little bit of beef too with Toronto fans, Torontonian, you know, Leafs fans, and just there was really no way to, I guess, deny the proof here in the playoff stats for William Nylander and Austin Matthews' career playoff stats that one Captain Connor McDavid has exceeded in one playoff year. Nylander with 43. I believe Austin Matthews had 46. And we're looking at greatness here as somebody that's doing that all in one playoff run.
Yeah, let's see how TSN.ca spins that on the front page, hey?
My God, that's incredible. That is just something.
We're witnessing something. It's very, and sometimes you just need to take a step back, touch grass, and pinch yourself for a second to just realize the whole nature of it all.
You know, when Connor scored that goal, you know, where he walked through the defense and then, you know, sent it over to Corey Perry for a tap in.
Perry couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe it. I literally stood up and walked out the patio door of our house because I was almost in shock. Yeah, like it was something that you just don't see. Yeah, and you know, and I came back in and I asked my buddy who's there helping us do the flooring, Murph. I'm like, are we witnessing, like, is this really happening? This, like, right in front of our eyes, you get to watch greatness.
Then you pinched each other.
You did, right on the cheeks.
That was
I won't
got
say
beef.
which cheeks though.
Acme Meats. Check out Corey today. Acme Meats, 9570 76th Avenue. We love him. And of course, everybody's beef is us eating the jerky through the microphone. And that is kind of the point of the segment. Tim Enger on the line right now. He joins us. Executive Director, Football Alberta. And Tim, let's get right into this thing. We will break huddle here. Let's just get to the W's here. The who, what, when, why. We love football. Of course, Alberta loves football. Canada loves football. But what's going on here in terms of scheduling, and how can people kind of digest this tournament?
Well, it's interesting. I think in your lifetime, did you ever think you'd be privy to attending a international tackle football tournament? You know, I remember a long time ago the concept of international football at all was just, we had the NFL, CFL, and you didn't know what else was going on out there. But it is surprising to find the number of nations out there that actually play some semblance of football. Now, for us, there's 75 nations out there that play tackle football, and only one of them plays 3 down. So when you're going to host an international tournament like we're going to be doing, you can imagine we've had to make some adaptations to both Commonwealth Stadium and Clark Stadium. So they're set up for the American game, and we're busy pulling teams in from the airport. Last night, Japan came in. We've already got Australia and the United States here. Canada comes in today from their training camp in Banff. So it's a lot going on. But this, again, is it's kind of what we call it the World Junior Football Championships. I mean, IFAF is the international organization, but they had another name for it. But I think we call it that because in Canada, as you're aware, we can all relate to what World Junior means. And so it's the same age kids, and they're just coming in from 8 different nations to play in a tackle football tournament.
Tim, I see that here that you've got games starting this Saturday, June 22nd at both Clark and Commonwealth. Canada 1 and Canada 2. Can you walk through of the 8 teams why was it just because it was maybe hard to fill that last position given that it is a world tournament, or was it something where Canada deserved to have 2 teams in the tournament? What was the process with having Canada with 2 teams?
Well, it's interesting you bring up deserve because Canada has won this event more than any other nation out there. It's been held 5 times previously. Canada's won it 3 times. The United States won it twice. And so Canada's got some pretty good football. But the reason we did this is there were qualifiers all over the world, and we wound up with 7 nations. And from our standpoint, as a host, we looked at the history of this thing. The last time they had 7 nations, and you understand with football, we can't play games every day. So we have to set up an even draw. And they had 7 nations when it was in China in 2012, and the teams were there for 27 days. And so we're going, no, we're not doing that. So we made a pitch to IFAF and said, well, why don't we have a second Canadian team just to fill out the draw? And that gives us a nice, tight 10-day tournament. And they were all in for it. And then we had a lot of response from Canada. We've had no problems filling these teams. So it's going to be interesting to see how well that Canada 2 team does. Because I know Canada 1 will be very, very, very competitive.
Canada 2, Clark Stadium, 11 o'clock Saturday, game 1 against Austria. Canada 1, I guess, 5 o'clock Commonwealth. That'll be game 4 against Brazil. But you mentioned a nice 10-day tournament here. Things wrap up Sunday, June 30th with the bronze and gold medal games at Commonwealth. What can fans expect in terms of, getting down to these events? Any sort of advice for people showing up early, pricing, that type of thing, or anything, any path you wanted to lead the public to when it comes to attending these events here, Tim?
Sure, we've gotten great support from the province and the city and all this stuff. We've wanted to make this event very family friendly, and so what we've done is we've kept our pricing very good. I mean, if you want to just come to a single game, it's only $19.95.
Nice.
We've created what we call a Canada Pass. If you want to follow Canada 1's progress through the tournament, and that's $49.95. And then if you're a real football junkie and you want to come to all 3 days and see as many games as possible, you can buy a tournament pass for $99.95. So we think we've kept it fairly reasonable. And if you're interested at all, just go to Ticketmaster. It's got it all laid out there. But the one thing I was noticing the other day, I think if you're a football junkie, you're going to want to come down and pay the price of admission just to see the American-sized field on Commonwealth. It is a postage stamp out there. It is so interesting to see how small that thing is. Like, we can't, it's hard to get it in context when you're watching NFL games or college games from the States because, the stadium fits the field.
Yeah.
But with us, like, even when we painted the lines on Clark, we're like, wow, this is small. And then we put it on Commonwealth, and oh my goodness, like this is really small. And I've coached teams that have gone down to the United States and played. I've been involved with some of these international games before, and it really is interesting for a Canadian perspective. If you think that, hey, well, let's play the game, and they're going to give you an extra down. Oh, here we go. This should be easy. But because of the size of the field and the nature of the game, we don't get the yard. They've got their defensive line lined up right in our faces, breathing in our noses, and so it's like it's 1st and 11 every time you get the ball. And I've likened it to playing, it's like playing a game in a phone booth with your hands tied behind your back. So that's going to be the interesting part, I think, for people to come see is that, and to see how well we as Canadians adapt to that. We think, people think we struggle with it, but. You watch NFL, I watch NFL. Everybody knows we know the rules backwards and forwards, and but it's just a matter of just adapting to your ability to score points and stop the other guy from scoring points. But just come and see the field, folks. It's wild when you look out on that field and see how small it is.
And Tim, it's interesting seeing interviewing you and talking to you, given that in 1999 you were my head coach for Team Alberta when we went to. Well, I think you were my Team North. No, that was Cam Fraser.
No,
with Team North.
Yeah,
You were the Team
I
Alberta.
was the guy with Team Alberta. Yeah, that was
and
BC.
We went to BC. Yeah, and I remember that. That was the one where Team BC had overage players, but they still got through. And I don't know if they won that year or not. But Insider text him, the Paris Jewelers inbox here and on the Nasty Chat, we've had people chiming in. It's good to see Tim still with Football Alberta. He coached me to Bantam Provincials with Leduc Ticats over 25 years ago. That one coming in from Ernie. So Tim, you've
now all these people know how old I am.
Well, I mean, you were 15 when you coached back then, right? So I mean,
yeah. No, I just right out of elementary school doing my best.
You've made a lasting impression on a lot of people, myself included, and I really just want to say thank you. From the football community to yourself and Football Alberta for the amount of work you do and the amount of hours you guys put in to keep football relevant and accessible throughout Alberta. I think you guys do a fantastic job, and I just wanted to take the time to publicly thank you because you deserve it. You've put your heart and soul into football. You've touched many lives in a very positive way. So we thank you here at EST. But I did want to put you on the spot a bit here, Timmy, because this is I was going to butter you up and then ask you the hot question. This is a tournament. There will be a winner. What do you think? Who's coming out? I mean, obviously, you'd have to look at this and say that Canada won and USA would not meet until the final. If they were able to make it through, but maybe give us something that a couple teams that you think should probably compete and get further in the tournament, and then one of the other teams that's a lower seed that maybe might surprise some people.
Well, we've had Austria, Australia, and the United States in here for a couple of days, so I've been able to see them on field. And I tell you, the Austrians and the Australians, they're not missing anything. These guys are good. They look like a really solid college team, maybe even comparable to a junior team here in the Edmonton area. I'm not sure about their speed or how they're going to relate. The Americans come in and they got 2 million people that play the game below the age of 20 in the United States. They're fine. They've got talent, just oozing out of their eyeballs. But the team that came in last night at midnight, Japan, I want to watch these guys play because they have. They are organized. They've got these chants going on, and they're huge. Who'd have thought? If you're, we watch television all the time. It doesn't look like maybe people in Japan are overly big, but they found every last one that they can. So they look big. They look athletic. They look organized, and they've always done well in this particular tournament. My money's still on Canada, of course, because I think we've done a very good job, like you say, going back to when you were involved. We've been putting representative teams, whether it's provincially or nationally, out for over 20 years. So we've got a good system going for identifying talent and getting kids involved with programs. But, I want to see these Japanese play and see what they could do.
Well, action kicks off once again this Saturday, June 22, 11 o'clock from Clark, Canada 2 v. Austria. At noon, USA, Panama from Commonwealth, and 4 o'clock, Japan, as you mentioned, Tim, taking on Australia, 4 o'clock from Clark, and 5 o'clock, the action wraps up on day one from Commonwealth, Canada 1 v. Brazil. Once again, World Junior, JRFootballChampionships.com. You can head there, check out the schedule, ticket information as well. But other than that, Tim, we really appreciate your time this morning. Thanks for joining us, and good luck on the tournament.
My pleasure, guys. Hope it's a good one.
There you go. Tim Enger, Executive Director, Football Alberta. A young man, as we determined on the show. Man, I'm not too old, but yes, a very important cog in the football wheel here in the community. And Jay, you know a lot about that, of course, growing up and playing through the various tiers of football here and around Edmonton. And these people at the grassroots level and events like this, as you mentioned, maybe you don't think too much of football outside of the States or Canada. But here we are having a world tournament, and anytime you can kind of add that into a World Juniors mantra, drums up the interest.
Yeah, and good on them for taking
Realizing.
advantage of that and saying, no. You know, the IFAF can call it whatever they want. We're calling it the World Juniors.
Sure.
There's some cachet, there's some sexiness to that, especially in Canada, given the World Junior Hockey Tournament that is on every boxing week. So yeah, good for them. Thank you for Tim. Like I said, I really truly mean that. Like a pillar in the football community in Alberta. If you are involved in football, your kids are. You should know Tim Enger because he puts his heart and soul into really young men and making sure that they have positive, safe experiences in their football journey.
That is football. I never went to a military academy, but playing like kinsman tackle football before high school was something that, like, it shapes you, man, in a way, right? Like, and sports do it to varying degrees, but
absolutely,
yeah.
I mean, the battle aspect of football, naturally, you know, given that you're wearing helmets and you want to destroy the person across from you, it is different, and it takes a little bit more, I guess, of an army. To make sure that is guided in the right direction.
The discipline, there's a balance there between the violence and the discipline.
Yeah.
But Tim Enger, once again, Executive Director of Football Alberta, we appreciate his time. For more, footballalberta.ab.ca, or of course, you can check out the tournament as Jay mentioned here, World Junior. That's World JR Football Championships.com. Full schedule, very easy to read. Look at the venue, tickets, information, and all that. So should be a good 10 days down at Clark and Commonwealth, and it looks like the weather too might be cooperating here as we move on with that tournament. So
it did look favorable. Yes, it did look favorable.
Love it. We will move on. Hour number 3 is upon us. We do need a contestant right now for kind of easy trivia. So if you want to play today, text in Paris Jewelers inbox 780-218-9999. Text Trev, I want to play. He'll pick one of you, and you'll be playing kind of easy trivia next. Jay Milne's got the questions. You need 3 out of 5 and $20 on the line to Mr. Mike's. We do got kind of easy trivia. 3 questions too many as well after that. And Scalding Hot Takes, the Judge Joaquin Gage will grace us with his presence as the potholder is on the line. YTT VLTE. They'll be coming up mid-third hour. Lieutenant Eric, Glue Guy Jay Milne, YouTube Trev behind the monitors. Text in, I want to play right now. Kind of easy trivia coming up. Right now a sports update, though, from Glue Guy.
Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals goes tomorrow night. Edmonton versus Florida. What else needs to be said? This is going to be a battle for sure. But Panthers head coach Paul Maurice said that he doesn't believe that the pressure has shifted onto his squad, stating that he is more comfortable and understands the feeling of a 3-2 series lead. Game 6 goes tomorrow night from Rogers Place. The Red Sox came into Toronto riding a 3-game road win streak, and they've now turned that into 4 as they defeat the Jays 7-3. The Edmonton Riverhawks fall to the Kelowna Falcons 12-3. Game 3 of that series goes later tonight, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Yes, you can listen to all the coverage beginning at 7:35. And your Edmonton prospects are in Lethbridge tonight as they take on the Bulls. Game time at 7:05 from Spitz Stadium. Canada, led by superfan Matthew Awanek, will open the Copa America tournament against the mighty World Cup champion Argentinian squad led by Lionel Messi. That game begins at 6. And in the Euro Cup, 3 fixtures today. It's kind of I don't know what accent that is. Group C has Slovenia taking on Serbia. That game is already going on. Denmark v. England. And in Group B, a clash of the Titans as Spain takes on Italy. Week 3 in the CFL kicks off tonight from Montreal as Les Alouettes host the 1-0 Red Blacks, and the Elks look to get into the win column on the road Saturday night as they face off against the Argonauts. And tonight at 7 p.m., the Edmonton Stingers will battle the 2-5 Ottawa Blackjacks. This sports update has been brought to you by Claiborne Services. Take your career to the next level with Claiborne Services. They are hiring all positions, including journeyman bricklayers and apprentices of all levels. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program and work with peace of mind, knowing they are an industry leader in safety. Visit www.claiborneservices.com or make it easy and give Jeff a call at 780-910-6728.
Drop the puck. Let's go, Oilers, let's go. Let's go, Oilers, go. I hear the Oilers coming, boarding on the plane. Off to the United States to play Canada's favorite game. A chance to win the glory a chance to win the cup. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Bring it back to our World Saint City, the city of champions. Since I was just a baby, grew up an Oilers fan. Remember Gretzky in the 80s, seeing 4 rings on just one hand, chasing through the 90s and into the millennium. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Watch us shooting past kids in Florida. I said, put those Panthers down. Let's go, let's go, let's go. First Kings, Canucks, and the Dallas Stars, all who tried but failed. We got Skinner, rock solid between the pipes, and David, our holy grail. Ekholm on the back end, and don't forget the Bouchard ball. Sweeping rats off the ice in Edmonton, and bring us Lord Stanley's Cup. Let's go, let's go, let's go. I hear the Oilers coming, boarding on a plane, off to the U.S. of A to play Canada's favorite game. A chance to win the glory, a chance to win the cup. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Bring it back to our State City, the city of champions. Let's go. Bring it back to our State City, the city of champions. Let's go, let's go.
808, it is the Nielson Show, EdmontonSportsTalk.com, the iHeart and TuneIn radio apps, and on YouTube, live from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. It's getting hot in here. It's going to get a lot hotter at around 8:30. Scalding Hot Takes returns. Joaquin Gage presiding, and it's a 1v1 YTT VLTE. You feeling good? You feeling good?
Definitely
good?
way better than last week.
Oh, look,
I'll
okay,
say
well, you're on
that.
a high. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at 1.5 takes right now. So
That's crazy, man. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah,
work to
he
do.
just does it on the fly.
No, that's
I've
insane.
never understood it.
Well, we'll
Takes
see
me
how it goes
days
here.
to
We'll see
come
how
up
it
with
goes.
one.
So Scalding Hot Takes, mid-hour. Jay Milne in, of course, Dustin Nielsen. A few CFL duties this weekend. He'll be gone today, obviously, and tomorrow. Joaquin Gage will be in. We'll be previewing Oilers-Panthers in a lot more detail, but kind of an off day, I guess you could say, in the Cup Finals. You do have CFL action Week 3 picking up tonight, and yeah, we'll do some kind of easy trivia and 3 questions too many as well, but I think we have somebody on the line right now. Let's get to them. Not waste any more time here. Who do we got again? Ryan, I think?
We've got Ryan on the line today.
Ryan, and a first-time texter.
First-time
informed me.
texter.
Ryan, how you doing, man?
Oh, buddy, I'm on the phone on the internet. We've come so far.
Haven't we? Oh, hey, did you play at the old place at all, or is this like the first time playing trivia
Heck
at all?
yeah. Oh, yeah, long-time listener. First-time texter for this portion of the show. You know what I mean? This incarnation.
I love it. You're ready to play here. $20 on the line to Mr. Mike's. You know the rules for those that don't. You need 3 out of 5, man. I'll start the ticker after Jay here reads the first question, and other than that, good luck.
Thank you.
When is Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals?
When? Friday.
Did Connor Brown score a shorthanded goal last game?
Oh, buddy, what a beauty. Yes.
Canada plays who today at the Copa America Cup?
I don't know, Bismarck.
Is Alphonso Davies playing for Team Canada?
Yes.
Who's the best Oiler to ever wear number 97?
Oh, man, that's Connor McJesus!
Oh, boy. Congratulations there to Ryan, first-time texter, long-time listener.
My name is Julius, and I'm your twin brother. I've been looking forward to this moment my whole life. Excuse me, but I was just taking a shower. Tell me a little bit about Vincent. Was he a great athlete? Was he interested in chess and poetry? My name is Julius. My name is Julius. My name is Julius.
You cannot come to my house. No, 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 not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, 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 not today.
A Vincent Club Beat Loop remix there, courtesy Ryan this morning, going 3, 4 to 5, I think, whatever. He got it over the line. He gets the $20. He's off to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. Hampton Inn, corner of 137th Ave, Mark Messier Trail. They got the 6 o'clocker lager on tap. Pull up to the wood and have yourself an afternoon with that 20. Hey, that doesn't sound
What
bad.
was his answer for the soccer?
I don't. Nobody cares about soccer. I'm surprised you even had a, nobody cares. What are we doing here?
Should pull up the tape on that and see what he said.
I think he said Bismarck.
Bismarck.
Yeah.
Where, like...
EdmontonSportsTalk.com. That's where we're at. The sports talk continues. Of course, Jay had a little Euro play for the Cool Bet Canada hotline of the day. In Canada, take on Argentina tonight, and Bismarck is somehow involved in that as well. I don't know if it's the place in the Dakotas or the ship, or maybe something else that Ryan was talking about there. But we forgive him, and we apologize for getting into the soccer as well. We'll get back on track here.
Yes, please forgive us.
You know what I mean? 3 questions, 2 minutes right now, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where dealer principal Mitch Lewicki has instituted a strict no soccer talk throughout the months of June and July in his dealership. Park Mazda, your dealer for life. So if you want to head down to your dealership, if you're in your market for a new vehicle, head down there, and there won't be any soccer talk involving with Mitch or his staff. There won't be any of it. You can talk hockey, talk the cup, and get yourself into a brand new Mazda today. You can check them out in the park or online, parkmazda.ca. This is usually a time when I say my social media, but boys, where can people follow both of you online, social media and elsewhere?
At Jason Milne, at JasonMilne. That's both Instagram and Twitter, or X, as the kids like.
It's nice and easy. No underscores, no hyphens, 69s.
No, pretty old. 42. So, I got in there early.
Hi, I'm Trevor. You can follow me at YouTube_Trev on Twitter.
And you put out a tweet yesterday looking for some takes. Is that still issued? You didn't take it down. Like, if people still wanna
it's out there. It's out there.
You'd flex one in.
I was gonna bring that up at Scalding Hot Takes. I did kind of learning from Hernan Salas. He's a beauty. Word is on the street that he's a people's champ, and every now and then he'd reach out to the nasties, get some help, because he needed it apparently, and I needed the help. I should say, after last week's performance, was probably the worst one I've ever done. Some nasties saying that was the lowest they've ever scored someone in hot takes. So that didn't sit well with me. So I ventured out, got the nasties to help me. But I will say in this week's Scalding Hot Takes, and I'll put screenshots out there. None of these takes are from the nasties. These came from the heart.
Okay.
It's weird, man. Sometimes they just come to me. And other times, like, I spend hours trying to think of just one. I'm not even joking. And that was what happened last week. It was just so bad.
I believe that's like writer's block sometimes.
Well, yeah, it is writer's block.
That,
yeah, I have that. I sucked. That was like the worst part of me being in school, like in post-secondary, in my journalism class. Teacher was always going around, okay, guys, so like write a story here. And the teacher would go around. He'd see like full on 10 paragraphs for some people in the first 5 minutes. He'd come to me. I'd have one sentence down. I'm like, oh gosh. So writing was never my forte.
Is this, just to tease this this classic battle that's upcoming, are these takes directed, is this anger hot takes towards Eric, or is this more broad?
No. And see, I got some takes that were,
I want some that are right to...
I think sometimes you get away, hot takes, it's not a roast. And I know everybody likes the roasting angle, and that's popular and everything.
Yeah.
But we had a gentleman's. I'm not coming.
I'm not coming out today.
I like to kind of let the takes. They should stand alone instead of just my personal opinion. I don't need to take the.
You don't need to.
Some people like going for the groin, though, and I get that. It's a street fight sometimes.
Yeah,
right?
sometimes it's a knuckle dragger.
Sometimes that's what'll do it. It'll win Gager over.
Exactly.
I've noticed.
Well, and and you got to you're in the game. It's the fit and feel for that particular day of takes.
Well, and you do have to play to the judge.
You have to play to the judge, absolutely.
And I will let it be known right now that, as we know, whenever Dustin leaves, most times he takes everything with us or with him. Mm-hmm. So we're not left with any of the Pinter hot take fills. So I will be filling those myself. And I don't know if I'm going to try and impersonate Rick Pinter or just make it really awkward.
Much like the takes, I think you just feel what you feel in the moment. And you do
awkward. Probably awkward.
Speaking of playing to the judge, it is race week in Formula One Spanish Grand Prix on the way this weekend, so perhaps an angle there to get into the judge's good graces. We've gone over your socials, boys, which is nice. Let's get into 3 questions too many here right now. And question number 1, we're going hard here. Favorite flavor of Spitz?
Oh, dill pickle by a mile.
This comes after, of course, tonight, Lethbridge and the Prospects going at it, Spitz Stadium or whatever. But, a fun little question here. Dill pickle by a mile?
Dill pickle by a quarter mile over black pepper. Or
That's your
pepper.
second play. What's your podium?
Yeah.
Dill pickle, cracked pepper, and then
Dill
just the
pickle,
seasoning?
cracked pepper, and then I'd probably go with the spicy, the tangy heat, not the barbecue.
Not flaming hot lime here or barbecue, just spicy.
Just I think it's like a sweet chili heat.
Yeah,
sweet chili.
Yep.
Yeah, that would be my my Mount Rushmore of Spitz flavors. YTT.
Yeah, dill pickle's good. I will give some props to dill pickle. But one of the essentials for me whenever I'm out, especially fishing, I always I need it. And if I don't have cracked pepper Spitz with me, I can't fish. Like
it's your fish whistle.
It helps me so much. Just past time, and I just it hits so good. So that is cracked pepper by like a mile, I'd say. Like it's
not even a second.
It's the top.
Gold,
it's
silver,
the
and
top.
bronze.
Yeah.
Cracked pepper. I got to agree with you on the cracked pepper. I'm a big cracked pepper fan as well.
So good.
No, nothing. They're all fine. I mean,
They're
it's
all really
salt.
good.
All different flavors
There's
of
something
salt.
about that cracked pepper.
I find that the cracked pepper though gives me the cheek issues faster than dill pickle would. You know, when you have spits too many spits at the same time, and you're almost the inside of your mouth gets like raw. I find the cracked pepper does that at a much more expedited rate than said dill pickle.
That's an interesting one too. And dill, it's all solid. I'll have some time for smoky. I do like the chili lime as well. That's not bad. But Spitz, get him today. Dusty doesn't even eat him. He sucks on the shell and spits him out. So it's you heard about
like
that one,
my
eh?
child.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Well, it shouldn't surprise you at all, but I mean,
Yeah, I'm not.
It's another chapter in the book.
Old chicken tendies himself over there.
I know Trev had his thoughts on I got beef with PLD and the deal yesterday, but I'll ask you this, boys, for question 2. Who ultimately ends up winning this deal, the Kings or the Capitals? Not today.
I don't know. I guess you'd have to go with the Kings then, because if PLD's the issue here, well, that's not there anymore.
Do you have any time, though, for him resurrecting his career in Washington? And reading online
See,
yesterday, you can make it a case that maybe some numbers. People are trying to make a case.
And that's the
Do you think it hits?
There is a redemption tour with
Right.
PLD I could see. With Darcy Kemper, you kind of know what you get with him nowadays.
yeah.
Like, he is that guy. Like, he's, 10 years, 12 years into his career. So you know what you're getting with him. I don't think he's going to come out of nowhere and, just have a unbelievable season. But, for PLD, I don't know. There is that potential, and that's why definitely the Washington Capitals made that trade. He is a center, like a big center.
Yeah.
And that's something that
You
the
go out
Caps
east now?
don't have. And, out east, it was, some of his better years was, So I could see maybe, but I don't think, he'll ever reach that 8.5. I don't think he's ever going to reach that value, so... Well, I'd probably go with the safe pick and say Darcy Kemper. I think the Kings come out on this one.
We're all going Kings. I wouldn't mind seeing a bit of, as you mentioned, a redemption tour or arc or story there, especially now that he's out of the division. I just do find it funny that, still Blake gets roasted for that original deal.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a continuation now.
No,
of
it
that.
is. I don't think he has it in him. I don't think he has the drive. I think he's in it for the money, and that's why, and the destination, which is why it's ironic he finally got that place, and he doesn't request for a trade. He gets traded because that's all he was that's all he went there for. And so, Torts has talked about him being the most uncoachable player he's ever coached. Torts, and that's Torts. But there's a reason. You don't want a player. I wouldn't want a player like Pierre-Luc Dubois on my team personally.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I do you talk about Goudreau too, and that whole Sharks Rangers thing. You're going from a competitor out to San Jose, but for him, LA now to Washington, just in terms of locales. I mean, I don't know, DC or West Coast. I probably know where I would lean to in terms of if I'm in it for the money and just in it to make a living, probably want to spend your off days down in LA somewhere than roaming around DC. Question number 3, boys, outside of Connor McDavid, who or what? Let that hang there a bit. Hey, who or what is the deciding factor tomorrow in Game 6 for the Oilers?
YTT?
Who or what? Well,
I
I'll
said what
stick
because of the ice.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be good ice. I'd probably go with the third line, just the way I love what they've been doing. Janmark, his play's just been awesome. Connor Brown, obviously, the penalty kill. So I'd go with just the third line in general. If they keep chugging along at their rate, I like their chances.
I think ultimately it's going to come down to goaltending. I mean, if you can get that game out of Stewie Skins again, where he keeps it tight, keeps that, from that lead escalating at an early point in the game, get to Bob, I think that would probably do it to force it back to Florida for Game 7.
The third line shouts great. A little Skinner time as well. I don't mind. I mean, he's been turning it on as of late. The whole bobbing of the head down in Florida was really just, the goal from him to do that on the road and just to be so loose and feeling it. That's some vibes. That's, as RCN pointed out a few games back, an aura, if you will, around this team. 780-218-9999 is the number to text. Our judge, Joaquin Gage, is on his way. Stuck in traffic right now, he says. So we'll give him a little more time. Scalding Hot Takes will be going on sometime mid-hour, the hour number 3 on the Nielsen Show. Of course, Lieutenant Eric Jason Milne in with you as well as Dustin Nielsen off for little CFL duties. And YouTube Trev behind the monitors. Let's skate here a bit. Week 3 in the CFL, Jay. We can quickly go around the docket here. The defending champion Montreal Alouettes this evening at home, 2-0 against the 1-0 Ottawa Red Blacks. That kicks off Week 3. Dustin Nielsen in Winnipeg. Big one on Friday night as well between the Bombers, the 0-2 Bombers, hosting the 1-1 BC Lions. Of course, the Elks still looking for that win. They're on the road in Toronto taking on the 1-0 Argonauts. That'll be Saturday at 5. And Week 3 concludes with a rematch of last week, a home and home, as the Riders play their home opener 2-0 against the 0-2 Tiger Cats. But Jay, your thoughts tonight? I mean, Montreal looking very good. That defense is electric. Fajardo picking up where he left off. Haven't seen too much of the Red Blacks though as of yet. So how do you see this one shaking out?
Yeah, I mean, I thought Montreal, obviously, I can comment on them more than anything else, especially with the Red Blacks, just because they were recently in town. And I thought they put together a nice game. Mm-hmm. I thought their offensive play calling was very disciplined and timely. Mm-hmm. It seemed to foil a lot of Elks' hopes anyways. Their running game was fantastic. So I'd say for Ottawa, if you can contain that and try not to allow the big plays, those are what burnt the Elks last week.
Fajardo loves opening it up now. Hey,
he does, and he can.
Yep.
But there was also a couple times where Fajardo should have been picked off. I mean, Luchez Purifoy dropped one right in the breadbasket that it was early in the game that could have been returned for a defensive touchdown.
And returning to the lineup, too. Like you just kind of, a moment for him to kind of grasp. But as you mentioned, those moments, just not there yet.
Critical errors at critical times if you want to talk Elks, and that's been the story of their season thus far. So jumping ahead to the game against Toronto, I mean, that's McLeod Bethel Thompson returning. Week 1 and week 2 for MBT was Jekyll and Hyde. Mm-hmm. Week 1, he put up really strong numbers.
Tore apart that Riders secondary.
Yeah, but you look at him already. We're only into week 2, and he's leading the CFL by far in interceptions. So that's something to watch. He's got to take care of the ball more. Contrary to popular belief, I am not a Trey Ford hater. If this play continues from MBT, he's one of the players that his leash will be shortened as well. And at some point, that's why I really am putting a lot of eggs in this basket as far as the Elks go and how the season is going to progress. If they drop this one in Toronto, then I really think that there's going to be a lot of changes, and probably starting with Chris Jones.
Well, as we said, it was a tough start to the year for the Elks schedule-wise in Toronto this week. 2 games, though, at home to start the season, which you think, okay, a little favorability there, but I think that Riders one they needed, especially given how the season started last year. You drop that one in the fashion you do, and then, it's the defending champions coming in. Tough act. You go all the way out east now, Toronto, a good team in their own. I know nobody's talking Chad Kelly anymore. I mean, it's funny. The quarterback play as a whole around the league has been so good thus far.
Amazing.
And Cameron Dukes, I think, is another stud and another guy that you can market around as well. So he's looked good in brief appearances. That's tough. And then then it's BC again. And a Lions team that, and let's get to Friday here tomorrow. Bombers 0-2. But yeah, tough start for the Elks. They'll have the bye after that BC game in week 4. But Friday night, a big one out in Winnipeg. What do you see through 2 games with the Bombers? And in terms of, is it all Jamarcus Hardrick? Like they lose him and that's it, or a few other things bubbling up in Winnipeg? Because from a guy that took Zach Collaros in the first round fantasy draft, I'm pulling my hair out here. Luckily, I had Fajardo as my number 2.
I just think that they're a little bit discombobulated. Maybe a little bit of a hangover from the tough loss in the Grey Cup last year,
and a little banged up early on as well.
Absolutely.
Fair.
I mean, Collaros will find his rhythm. I think though the most important part of that team is their defense. Their defense has been somewhat lackluster thus far. I mean, Willie Jefferson has not been the Willie Jefferson that we are used to seeing.
And every year we've talked about them. Every year they get another year older, all of them, right?
Absolutely.
And it's tough to keep that going.
So you wonder, is this the break? Is this the tipping point? I mean, BC's coming in and they're on fire. They're the team that is now. I mean, Saskatchewan's 2-0, and forgive me, but I just don't think that they're going to be the team that comes out of the West.
BC's been more of a unit for a longer. Yeah.
So, and I mean, you look at Winnipeg's defense again, they've been giving up bigger plays than the Elks have. Tackling has been an issue. Their running game support has been problematic. So I don't necessarily look so much towards Zach Collaros in that offense. I think there's a lot riding on the shoulders of that defense. Adam Big Hill, Willie Jefferson, I think they need to step up if they have any chance of turning this around.
It's been a bit of bully ball in Winnipeg with O'Shea leading in that defense you mentioned. It's been hard knocks, and to kind of keep that up, not easy. Of course, as we mentioned, Elks in Toronto Saturday. You and Maddie will be back from his Atlanta trip, Copa America and all that. Saturday, you guys will be Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge.
Yeah.
This is time, place, where can people find you, that type of thing. You'll be in the place. I do the NFL Monday and Thursday nighters. It's in that nice lounge. They got the TV wrap. It's beautiful. You guys are set up right in the entry, right? Or?
Yeah, we're right as soon as you come into the lounge at Century Casino Bar and Lounge. The Green and Gold kickoff show is going to happen at 4 o'clock. Mm-hmm. Obviously, because it's out in Toronto, that game starts at 5. So tune in live right here on YouTube, iHeartRadio, wherever you're listening to this. You can listen to us and just watch me bully Matthew Wannock around and pretty much push him around.
The food kicks ass there. That we all know that. The smoked brisket cheesesteaks during the NFL season.
Oh, we had the jalapeno smoky last week.
That's what Maddie was telling me about, and that's is that the game day deal or the deal
that
of the day?
For that night.
Okay, that night.
That was for that night.
And you had the crinkle cut fries with vinegar, and you guys were debating waffle fries. Yes,
fries.
Okay.
And yes, they can handle vinegar.
But they need a little malt down there, is what I heard. Hey,
yes, it was white
Renee,
vinegar.
get the malt vinegar down there.
Yeah,
right?
Renee. Alex is our server. Alex is the new Renee for because obviously we're there on weekends primarily. And I'm not sure how much Renee is there, but Alex is there. YTT was there.
Remember the YTT?
Yeah,
I don't remember much, but I was there.
Him and Zach Kim showed up just as we were finishing up our show, and they were. Let's just say this: YTT was having a great night.
It was a great night that I don't remember really, but a little bit.
He's falling in love with the CFL before our eyes, and it's a beautiful thing.
Man, it was awesome. I was cheering like I was the loudest fan at the game. Honestly,
forget the taste. We got to get.
I was clapping like crazy. Like I was like, "Woo, let's go!" Baby.
I don't know if he's falling in love with the game or Alex.
Yeah, it was funny. I was gonna go get her number, but I was like, no, like I'm too out of it. I would have embarrassed myself. So next time I go there, I'm gonna be a little bit more.
Come in a little more composed,
under
control.
Like, hey. I would have been like, hey.
Maybe trim your beard.
Well,
or facial hair, as everybody calls it.
Facial hair.
Maybe Saturday might be the day. As Wheels chimes into the Nasty Tat, Jay, I might drop by the Saturday. As you mentioned, kickoff 5. You guys get rolling at around 4 o'clock. I mentioned you off air. I might be taking the train. I might be. Look, if things line up properly this weekend, I might be down there as well. It. Maybe I'll bring a little malt vinegar in my sock. Eh?
Yes. Sneak it into the casino.
Get all that. But always a good time there with our friends at Century Casino Sports Bar and Lounge. And, of course, during the NFL season and now the CFL season, as we'll be doing the Green and Gold kickoff shows from there. Of course, Maddie and Milne with you. And finally, just Jay, wrapping up Sunday. Hell of a game last Sunday down in the Hammer between the Ticats and the Riders. That thing was going back and forth, pretty much decided on the last play in the turnover. A little Bo Levi Mitchell redemption this weekend, or what are you seeing here? The Riders have been quite... I don't want to say lucky because you create your own luck, but they've been kind of snatching wins from the hand of defeat in a sense. How do you see this one shaking out? 2-0 Riders home opener, 0-2 Tabbies.
I don't know because both records are not necessarily reflective, like you said, of both the play. Like it's looking at the Elks at 0-2 right now.
Yeah.
Well, that's not indicative of that team. The team has played pretty damn well, but they've made some costly errors. That could be the same thing could be said for the Hamilton Tiger Cats. And opposite-wise, the same could be said about your Rough Riders that, should have they come in week 1 and stolen that game? Probably not. And I say 9 times out of 10, they're 0-1 after that week. But it is what it is. The record is what it is. In front of that home crowd in Regina, I don't see how they're going to lose this game. I really don't. I think Trevor Harris is playing incredibly good football right now.
If he can stay healthy, I mean that's
right. All, yeah.
It's kind of a. And again, the quarterback play has been great thus far, but when you're in a league with the amount of teams it is, 1 or 2 guys go down, and you multiply that by whatever in the NFL standards, it can unravel pretty quick. So some great QB play. It's great for the fantasy, but another great weekend of CFL football in the way of some tantalizing matchups here as we head into Week 3 tonight. Once again, the Alouettes at home to the Ottawa Redblacks. We'll get to a sports update here, Jay. We'll have it for you for Big Mama's and Papa's Pizzeria on the way. Final half hour of the Nielson Show. Lieutenant Eric in here. Dustin Nielsen doing the CFL duties this week. YouTube Trev, of course, behind the monitors. It'll be 1v1 in the Scalding Hot Takes. Of course, it is the in-season tournament. The potholer on the line. And Trev will put that up for grabs. YTTV LTE, that's going to be coming up as soon as the judge, Joaquin Gage, arrives. But a sports update here for Big Mama's and Papa's Pizzeria.
Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals goes tomorrow night. Edmonton, Florida. What else needs to be said? Well, Panthers head coach Paul Maurice said he doesn't believe that the pressure has shifted onto his squad, stating that he is more comfortable and understands the feeling of a 3-2 series lead. That game goes tomorrow night from Rogers Place. The Red Sox came into Toronto riding a 3-game road win streak. And lo and behold, they've turned it into 4 as they go on to defeat the Jays 7-3. The Edmonton Riverhawks fall to the Kelowna Falcons 12-3. Game 3 of that series goes later tonight, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Coverage begins at 7:35. Your Edmonton prospects are in Lethbridge, as we alluded to tonight, as they take on the Bulls live from Spitz Stadium at 7:05. And the Canada men's soccer team, led by superfan Matthew Iwanek, will open the Copa America tournament against the mighty World Cup champion Argentinian squad, led by Lionel Messi. That game goes at 6. In the Euro Cup, 3 fixtures today. Group C, Slovenia takes on Serbia. I believe that is still at a 0-0 tie. Denmark takes on England. And in Group B, a clash of the Titans as Spain takes on Italy at 1 p.m. And as we just spoke about, Week 3 of the CFL kicks off tonight from Montreal as Les Alouettes host the 1-0 Red Blacks. And the Elks look to get in the win column on the road Saturday night as they face off against the Argonauts. Tonight at 7 p.m., the Edmonton Stingers will battle the 2-5 Ottawa Blackjacks down at the Hangar. This sports update was brought to you by Big Mama's and Papa's Pizzeria. BMPP is a real pizzeria restaurant, not just a delivery pizza chain. Serving authentic Italian cuisine with their made in-house pizza dough, traditional tomato sauce, and fresh toppings, each pizza is cooked to perfection. A pizza experience that you've been waiting for. Visit them at 12848 97th Street or order today at www.bmpp.ca or call 587-746-0550.
He's just a forward named Matt who plays for the Flames, a punk or a coward, a few of his names. He likes shooting and scoring and hits in the back. And when you're not looking, that's when he'll attack. He runs with his gloves, they're glued on his hands. Now it's pretty clear he's hated by fans. But sometimes that just ain't enough to keep a rat like him interested. Oh no, no way. No, he's got Yeah, 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 yeah. He makes dirty hits we don't want in the game, then covers up his head and hides in shame. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo, he's a turtle. Yo, yo. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He aims for your back and then leaves his feet, while George and the league are saying, hey, that's sure neat. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo, yo. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He ducks and he runs to much safer spaces, while players with a sack are getting punched in their faces. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo, yo. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Maybe we shouldn't be singing this song with Dowdy and Cassian singing along. Maybe he'll find it and prove us all wrong. Nah, he's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo, yo. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. Yo, yo. He's a turtle. He's a turtle. He's a turtle.
TURTLES. That's the Turtle song. Mixed reviews in the nasty chat. Joelle, once again, happy birthday to your daughter. I hate this song, as usual, in all caps. And then Bro chimes in, nope, song is one of the best. Have your say, whether in the nasty chat or Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Good, bad, whatever. Jasmine chimes in the PJ's inbox. I wonder if Fogel will wear his Kobe Oilers Gretzky shirt again. Mamba mentality. Yeah, and with Snoop Dogg in town tonight, like, you know, he'll be gracing he'll be having the jerseys on, probably all of them, the alternates and everything. So, yeah, why not? Why mess with a good thing, Fogel? If you're wearing that, wear it again. Don't change anything up now. Now's not the time to be grooming your beard or washing a shirt or an undergarment, hey? Just you got 2 more games left.
Well,
got this far.
Speaking of Mamba mentality, my oldest daughter's basketball team, the Mambas.
Oh, great name.
Took down the tournament this weekend and capped off a perfect season.
Perfect.
Undefeated. They did not lose a single game. And it was really cool. It was one of these trophies that's like a gimmick trophy. It was literally taller than my daughter by like a foot. Massive.
You know what? If you're gonna award trophies,
If
why
you're
not
gonna
go
do it,
big?
do it. Do
it
the
large.
thing. Yeah,
man.
do
Like,
the
I think.
thing.
So, and speaking of which, I mean, the EST first annual Memorial Inaugural Golf Tournament on the way as well, which Matty Iwanek is probably, frustrated he's in Atlanta, not being able to plan this thing further. But that tournament kicks on. It's coming up soon.
July 9th.
July 9, baby. Shotgun start, 8 o'clock. We got some stuff already showing up, as you've seen. Don't want to give too much away here, but yeah, that's coming around. Of course, the jean jacket will be back as well for this tournament, and probably a few other things dished out throughout the day. So should be a fun time. And once again, it's good to have one of these things outside of the, shall we say, corporate umbrella. Sometimes you kind of get a little, can we do this? No, and but we'll be doing as much as we can for this tournament.
Might be a little bit more freewheeling, a little bit more footloose and fancy free.
You want to go commando?
I'll do it.
Why not, eh?
Hey, what are you doing for the tournament? You're
caddying. Yeah. So I'll buy because I don't golf, but I love the outdoors. I love walking. I love drinking and hanging out with people, and I love driving the car too. But I buy one of those the white painters suits are disposable, and so I put that on and just assist with wash the balls, whatever you need to do.
Yeah, give if anybody needs a good ball scrub, LTE will be out there.
You put out the whistle, and I will tend to them. But no, it should be a good time. I'm not going to. I don't know if I'll be getting auctioned off or we do some sort of a coin flip to determine who I'm saddled with. Maybe it's kind of a hole by hole type of thing. But no, I can't wait here. Oh, look, I'm under one of the EST celebs. The EST celeb will be randomly drawn to the group of the list of celebs is subject to change. Let's see. Yeah, YouTube Trev, you're on here as well. Yeah, Jay Milne, you populated. You're one of the celebs, baby. Yeah, you got Curtis Stock. Joaquin Gage will be joining us soon. Tom Gazzola.
The Wrench.
Tommy the Wrench. He hasn't chimed in the nasty chat yet, has he? No, he's probably he's been working hard lately. It's nice to see the Wrench, though, kind of chiming in as he does throughout the morning on the Nielson Show at times. But we are skating here. Walking Gauge on the way. We'll have Scalding Hot Takes coming right up. Diving into the Paris Jewelers inbox once again, 780-218-9999. Safety Bob just throwing it out there. The Oilers are 4-0 when me and the boy, Ethan from Airdrie, who was in the studio a couple weeks back or last week, drive up for a game. With prices of tickets being ridiculously high, we will not be able to go to Game 6. The question is, how badly do you want the Oilers to win, and who's buying us tickets? So just tossing it out there as Safety Bob, that if somebody wants to buy them tickets, him and his son Ethan, to keep the good times rolling, inquire within. If you don't buy him tickets, it's probably on you. Hey, that's how these things work. Superstition, curses, that whole thing. We are in high gear right now with 2 games to go in this series. Regarding
when did we go topless? When did we go tarps off?
Last week, I think. Dusty was gone
was,
for last series.
Last week, 2 weeks ago. But it was after the Oilers had clinched to the Cup final.
So they hadn't played it. Puck drop hadn't occurred in the Cup final yet.
No.
Yeah.
We
was
were
a
in
different
lieu.
time.
We were in lieu.
Everything seems to take a lot more. Like that second period the other night felt like a day. It felt like a game.
Oh, man.
But you and I again, like the Dallas series seems like an eternity ago,
doesn't it? And you know what? You know what was scary, fellas, was that third period. Florida started looking like Florida that took a 3-0 lead in the series.
That goal to start in your okay, here we go. And
I was certain that they were going to blow it somehow, some way. But man, to hold on and to show that kind of grit, to keep that game at 4-2, impressive. I must say so.
Arguably the biggest game of the series, some would say. Obviously, for the Oilers, they're all the biggest now. But man, that chance to clinch on home ice, flying all that family and stuff. Like, I mean, that's got to be a real pain in the arse there, and you could see it on Bill Zito's face and his chucking of the bottle of water. Brandon from Windsor says La Bamba mentality.
Don't mind that.
Somebody should Photoshop him throwing a whistle dog.
I'm surprised actually what more wasn't done with that little frame. You could
put whatever you want
on there. Yeah. Matt Kachuk's mouth guard or something like that.
Yeah, something.
But, 780-218-9999. Norman, a Combine. I hope Maddie ordered those jean jackets in 3 or 4XL for the Combine crew. We're heavy hitters and coming for those coats. Norman, a Combine. We'll stretch them out a bit, Norm. Yeah, it's
got to wet them.
Yeah, it's an old jean, so there's a little give in it.
There's give.
Tarpless, best show ever at Edmonton Sports Talk. That comes in from X-Ray J, big fan, who his days are usually flipped. He's getting off work when the show starts, usually always in one.
Hence why he's drinking a Lucky Lager right now.
He's something, hey?
He's my guy.
Talk about getting RCN on the hangout. I think maybe an RCN X-Ray J stack. That'd blow Maddie's mind, eh? I think that
might literally overwhelm
that. Might overwhelm him, absolutely. Nasty chat, hum along as well. Once again, $20 for text of the day in the Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Come and get it. Family-owned, operated, 22 stores, 4 provinces across Canada, www.parisjewelers.com. Trev, I mean, look, you are kind of the, as we like to jokingly say, the youth of today, and your fandom runs high. We are now, 34 hours away? Puck drop? Where's the feelings at? Where's the vibe at?
Man. I will say, last game really brought out a lot in me, a lot of passion that I haven't really. I'm getting a phone call right now. Oh gosh.
Is it Gager?
Oh, it's Zach. It's Zach to come.
Uh-oh.
Okay, well. Anyway, Zach, don't interrupt me. Gosh darn it. Yeah, the last game, I don't know, there's something about it just sitting watching at home. It really brought that fandom out of me.
That's right. You weren't on the.
No, I didn't have my professional. I wasn't. That's not how I was watching the game. Yeah. So it was just so cool to watch. Everything about it, man. From McDavid. He's doing everything, and that empty net goal, that's one thing that just stuck with me, and maybe a lot of nasties as well, but just the passion. You'll never probably see McDavid have that face on an empty netter again. It was so cool to see. He knew. He was okay, that's one step closer. So
and getting that look out of him it doesn't come along every day. Yeah, it's a rare look.
That was it was satisfying. It was cool to see. But one thing I just love is the fact that the whole hockey world, it's now we are watching the best player in the world at the highest stakes, and like I love that. I absolutely love that. It's so cool. That's what I loved about watching Sid the Kid growing up. When he went to the finals, it's like it's one thing to just like the whole hockey world, all the NHL players. A lot of them are probably watching the playoffs, and they're just like, "Holy crap!" Like it might be Connor's year,
especially out east when they can't watch because it's all too late.
Exactly.
Right? I mean,
yeah. So the whole I love it. A lot of people are starting to say like, there's that consensus. Oh, is it Matthews? Especially out east, is it Matthews the best? McKinnon, he's the best. But no, like it blows my mind that that's still even an argument. Connor McDavid is the best player in the world, and probably one of the best players ever. So it's just so exciting to watch. So here's hoping. The nerves are definitely getting there. Like every game, I'm just getting more nervous. I'm not gonna lie, but it's pretty exciting. I will say that.
And then with I think the market knows, but you're right. A stage like this with puck drops at a time like this is him opening up to the league and getting everybody's eyeballs on it. Do we want to phone Zach back and bring him on air or what? Like, phone him on air though. Get him on air.
Let's get this live.
Let's get him. What does he want? Like, is this a private? Are you guys something going on?
He knows that you're producing right now,
so it's got to be some sort of business thing.
It's got to be something very, very serious. But I want to.
Trevor will be calling him on his personal cell phone here. One bite at a time, Rip City Step says on the Nasty Chat. And that's just it. The whole eating the elephant mantra. You can't do it all in one. You kind of go chomp, chomp, chomp. And
well, I mean, I believe I said it on the Hangout last Friday that if this game goes to Game 6, it's going to go to Game 7. And that was when they were down 3-0.
However, and I everybody hates me when I play contrarian, but there are two teams in this, and it's good 100%. To know thy enemy. Trap game in a way, because I'm thinking like why even fly everybody back for Game 6? Just have the Game 7 back down in Sunrise. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still a game to be played.
100%.
And we as fans can get ahead of ourselves. That's fine. We're not playing the game.
But do you not feel that there has been an honest momentum shift throughout the last? I mean, it was so defeating for Oilers fans after that Game 1 where they got bobbed, and that should have been a 1-0. They should have taken home ice advantage away at that point. They didn't. Yeah. Then you go down 3-0. But the last two games, I know there was the emotional ass kicking on in Game 4, but that last game in Florida was a hard fought win, and that was an Oilers team that looked possessed. They looked like they had kind of cracked the code on Bobrovsky. So it is of course that's why they got to play the game.
And I found Paul Maurice made a comment too yesterday about how they had control. They've earned control of the series, or they did at 3-0 up, and now that's kind of being taken away from them in real time. But the time would be now for them. You've had this control. You can't let that control slip, can you? I mean, and it is. But I'm just saying, like it's funny for them. It's right there. You see that cookie on the shelf. All you got to do is reach out and grab it. But it's so tough now to finish that off. And I just find it fascinating at this stage. It's such a tough tournament. I guess the Memorial Cup would be the only other one that's a little tougher in terms of games played and how to get there. But you get this far and this close, and now you let a team get into it. And not just get into it. Credit to the Oilers. They've gotten themselves into it. But it's such a psychological thing right now. And Maurice and Knobloch, two kind of opposites talking to the media, and Maurice with the jokes and everything, and I think it's good for the league. He's a character, which I love.
And I know I included that in my sports update is just how he's saying how comfortable they are and how
and he's got it. He can't. Yeah.
And that's just a load. That's a pile of steaming you-know-what, because that is not the case. They are freaking out in that organization. I mean, you saw their GM who was probably terrified that he had to now fly all these families back up there.
That's what it is.
At their expense, this is not a calm team, and nor should it be. You've just lost control of the series in a matter of 2 quick turnaround games. So, yeah, and now you're going back to Edmonton. But yeah, I mean, this is a nervous time for Oilers fans for sure, because if you come out and play the game that everybody knows they're capable of, then this should go to Game 7. But what if that Bobrovsky from Game 1 comes back?
It's just one, right?
That's why I said this is going to come down to that goaltending battle. If Stu Skins can keep them in the game, and the Oilers can somehow find a way to keep piling them up on Bob, I think there's a good chance that this goes back to Sunrise, Florida.
Max Chipman just has to be a little bit of doubt. Maurice saying nothing has changed for them, not buying it. And
I agree.
Him buying into what you're saying there, Jay. And it's funny, too, and Tkachuk saying, oh, yeah, we're going to go out and grab Game 5. I mean, he's got to kind of say that. I don't know if you have to be so forthright with it or so specific. But this is what they're going to say. You can obviously read between the lines. And if you were in that room, what would you be feeling? And that's...
Well, and talk about coming from such a hollow statement from a player that's done absolutely nothing this series except.
However, he did kind of awaken a bit in that Game 5.
He made a hell of a save.
I do wonder. Yeah. Well, a goal and assist and throwing his weight around.
He's really been irrelevant thus far. So, and maybe he was trying to light a fire under his own butt. I don't know.
Yeah.
But those comments, especially when they come back to bite you in the butt like that, this funny, especially for him.
Well, we can all. Yeah.
Well, I hope his whole family comes up and leaves early again. Did you see that? The 4 seats that were empty like halfway through the third was the whole Tkachuk family.
It's got to be frustrating. Imagine going back and forth, just again, not part of the media, but just a family watching.
And the brother who plays for Ottawa. Getting paraded around.
I wish Pauline Higgins was with us this morning because apparently a few traffic issues out there. As Zach, your phone, Zach, right? He was on his way.
Yeah, he's like, I'm going to be 25 minutes late.
Are we all going to be doing the hangout, like the three of us now? Is that kind of how this goes? Is this
maybe
we just roll until 10?
Yeah. Nobody's here. Joaquin Gage still on his way. He also was in traffic. Something's on the Henday going on. Boys, I'm just tempted. Should we just?
I think so. Should we quickly qualify someone for the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival?
Bang on, Trev. Bang on, Trev.
I'll let you do it.
It is the Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. Bert Kreischer, he's the guy that smokes cigars with his shirt off. He'll be in town with a throng of other comedians. But your chance right now, we're qualifying people a VIP table for 4. It'll be the Sunday show featuring Bert Kreischer and Whitney Cummings. Limited tickets remain for both Saturday and the Sunday, which we're qualifying for right now. Friday is completely sold out. So you know the importance of this event, a real fun one. And if you want to get in right now, kind of through the back door, we'll qualify you right now. VIP table 4 to the Sunday show featuring Bert Kreischer and Whitney Cummings. You can qualify for that, and we'll do a draw for the winner. But text in right now, CIGAR, C-I-G-A-R, C-I-G-A-R to 780-218-9999. That's the Paris Jewelers inbox. And we will pick one of you lucky texters, and you will qualify into a draw for a VIP table for 4. Sunday show, Great Outdoors Comedy Festival. Alley Cat will be there selling their suds. That'll be nice. Bert Kreischer as well, featuring Whitney Cummings. That is the Sunday show. Once again, text in CIGAR, 780-218-9999. And you could be qualifying and getting into a draw for tickets for that. Should we just hot take this thing? Should we just take off right now? You, me?
Think so.
In the streets right
now?
Glue Guy
if Gager's
can be
listening,
judge.
If Gager's listening, he can judge.
Probably, hey? Gager, if you're listening, give us a wink or two, a text.
Right? Yeah.
Do you want to maybe...
I'd say stay, like, I'll back up Judge.
Sure, yeah.
But I think Gager's more than capable to be able to do this. I mean...
As long as he's pulled over to the shoulder, of course, and all of you as well texting. We want to semi-roll over, apparently, Lars Wise says. So, yeah, if you Henday this morning, I think most of the northern portion, northwest, plan accordingly, I guess. Again, I really missing Pauline Higgins this morning. Angel. Hot takes, I guess. We're doing it. The potholder is on the line. Of course, it is in-season tournament time with Dusty away. We're not doing the threesome. It's a 1v1. Me v Trev, L-T-E-Y-T-T, in the potholder on the line. Of course, Scalding Hot Takes. It's brought to you by the fine folks at Clayburn Services. You hear them on the sports updates, but they want to let you know right now you can take your career to the next level with Clayburn Services. They're currently hiring all positions, journeyman bricklayers, apprentices, any level. Take advantage of their outstanding mentorship program. You can work with peace of mind knowing they are an industry leader in safety. And that's always good. www.clayburnservices.com for more. Or make it easy and give Jeff a call, 780-910-6728.
I'm going to suggest something that's been unprecedented, and it came in from Gus on the Nasty Chat.
Gus.
Let's make this really easy. The Nasties vote on this today.
Oh, the people vote.
Put the poll up. Put up a poll on
Put
the
up
chat.
the poll.
Oh.
Raise the poll.
Congrats, LT, on your win.
Don't be this.
Oh,
He's
justice for
He's
LT.
playing to the.
Alrighty.
Hey, you know what? You're not me. People like you, they like both of you.
They don't.
So you're fine. I think this is going to be. Just keep
This
it fair.
shouldn't be about. This is about the takes.
This is
boys.
about
This is about the
This
takes.
is about personality.
Hey, Nasties, you hear me?
Strictly the takes.
Just the
Strictly
takes.
the takes.
Don't watch, just listen.
You're holding. You have the pot holders, which means I'll get the hammer. Does that sound fair? Or he
For sure.
kinda- I think you go first. You're holding the pot.
Takes.
Putting the finishing touches on them. Again, Joaquin Gage a little stuck in traffic. It is 8:55. We were hoping somebody comes in to populate the EST hangout later, or else
Maybe you turn the lights on. Something, just.
anybody in there. Is there anybody in there that wants to do the EST? This would have been the day for RCN to come on down and share his 2 cents on the Kendrick Lamar Drake feud and his Calgary Flames shipping off a.
Where's the
Markstrom
wrench?
yesterday? Where is the wrench?
I don't know, man. He's been quiet.
This is it, boys. It's us three. We'll be doing the entire.
What's going on?
We are EST. We should all get a tattoo on our foreheads right now to commemorate today.
Yeah.
Screw that golf tournament. I didn't want to go anyways.
Well, you are one of the celebrity. Later on today, you'll have to. There'll have to be a bit of a delayed start for you, I guess, if that's.
Murray, it wasn't my fault.
Hopefully, the traffic doesn't affect that as well. Are we good to take off?
I'm ready.
Okay. Well.
I am. Ready.
Again, without any sort of music or any Pinter drops.
We don't have music? Oh, yeah, that's right. Wait.
We all got nothing, man.
I'm Pinter.
Do you got it, Trev?
Let's see.
Because I'd take a bit of it if we do. I mean, that's fine by me, man. No, that's fine. It'll be a naked Scalding Hot Takes. Stripped to the bone, baby.
Okay, so I'll start.
You'll start. You got pot holder. I'll have the hammer, and 5 takes each. And the nasties will decide, and you'll put up a poll in the chat, correct?
Yeah, as soon as we're done, because I feel like if I put it up now, people would already vote LT.
Well, no, come on. Vote on the takes, people. Vote on the takes here.
3, 2, 1. Time now for Scalding Hot Takes. Matthew Tkachuk is a rare breed, a cross between a turtle, a rat, and a little bit of a pussy.
Careful. That's a hot take.
I've never seen Mama Stanley and Bob Stauffer in the same room.
Suffering succotash. That's a hot take.
Matthew Tkachuk would need to use his driver for our hole-in-one event.
Somebody's got a hot one.
If Craig Conroy and Rob Blake were a tag team, they'd be called the Losers.
Careful. That takes hot.
Imagine what Dallas Eakins would do if he saw Bill Zito's eyes.
Wow. That's a hot take.
Dusty doesn't call them spits. He prefers to call them sucks.
Somebody's got a hot one.
I don't give 2 Tkachuks about the airtime they're giving Bill Zito.
Suffering succotash. That's a hot take.
Dusty's missed more time in the Stanley Cup playoffs than Vincent Desharnais.
Careful. That's a hot take.
Bill Zito is getting more airtime than Matthew Tkachuk on all of his dives.
Somebody's got a hot one.
Tommy the Wrench, more like Tommy the Hammer.
Wow. That's a hot take.
Nice. Good job, boys. Okay, poll
And
is officially
Tommy is
out.
here now. The lights are on, and we're so excited to see him. Tom, you've saved our lives this morning. We thought everybody perished. We thought maybe a comet hit the Earth, and we were the last ones to survive.
Hey, Tommy the Wrench.
Tommy the Wrench.
How
in the
you
building.
doing, Wrench? Good to see you today.
Tom, you'll be in the
Tommy.
hangout
How you
coming
doing,
up
buddy?
9 to 11 this morning, the EST hangout. Tom Gazzola in. Of course, Matthew Iwanek down in Atlanta. Canada, Argentina kicking off Copa America tonight. And we will have the Lock Shop. I'll be hosting the Lock Shop today, actually, from 11 to noon with Huss out in Winnipeg. So I think he wanted, we might talk a little. He wanted to talk soccer. I said, Huss, no, we're not doing that. We're talking Stanley Cup Finals. So I'll be on the Lock Shop with Huss. It'll be a good show, a little bit of CFL as well. He said he'll pick my brain. It'll be a blast. Huss is always a good time. I haven't done a show with him, so that should be interesting. So keep an eye on that for the hangout later today. And, of course, 2 guys and a goalie. Joaquin Gage should be coming here sometime.
Gosh
He's on
darn,
his
you
way.
should have put my name on the poll.
I know, what the
looks like
heck?
I'm running away with it.
Okay, well, I'll just give this to you now.
I think the potholder will be retained here as the early numbers are flying in. But you can vote in the nasty chat here. Who won Scalding Hot Takes today? Options are LTE or YTT, or even vote the glue guy in. Why not? Look, Rick Pinter, J Mill, I couldn't tell the difference, to be honest with you.
Suffering succotash.
Wow, that's good.
You just have to raise it up to another octave, I think.
Did you use any listener takes just to get
No,
into
this was all me. This
now
was
that we're
all
done?
me.
Yeah,
I
it was
wanted
all
to
you.
say that I did reach out. Some of you may know, but I was proud. They came together. I think okay, definitely better than last week's. my delivery wasn't that good, but I thought I liked the takes for the most part, and looks like some nasties are with me.
I like how your
nice.
your Twitter, like it was all a ruse. You threw me off the scent. Now I'm focused on you and the listener takes, and now you're coming with 5 hot ones today.
Yeah, so that's good.
I love it. I love the gameplay there. Text of the day today. We'll get into the rap night now for William Huff, as we wish Walking Gage all the best as he tries to make his way in here. But William Huff, no guff. You know the stuff. They're rough. They've got the city all bannered and everything for the Stanley Cup run. But William Huff, you can check him out today. Been in business a long time here in the city. WilliamHuff.com, 1972 to be exact. So you know they're incredible at what they do, and if you want your place to look as good as ours, check them out today. What did we learn on the show today, boys? If anything, doesn't have to be educational.
We learned that there's a lot of interest in Canadiana music. You know, the early.
Take me back to hour one.
Yeah, like the late '90s, early 2000s. Those were the glory days. I had so many band names that I haven't heard. Even something as glaring as like the Tea Party. But it's been a minute since I heard the Tea Party.
And they're still clicking around there.
They are,
Wide
like
mouth Mason. You weren't expecting a wide mouth Mason drop this morning for crying out
I
loud.
certainly wasn't, expecting Chicks Dig It.
Chicks Dig It.
SNFU.
SNFU, baby. Yes, Mr. Chai Pig, R.I.P. Sniff you. We were look. Is there
Butthole
going to be
Surfers?
Yeah, Butthole Surfers. There won't be. It's a little short for entertainment. Snoop Dogg though tonight. And, maybe the Ice, I don't know, it's a very professional group down there, Ice District, no EG. They'll have that thing turned around. But a big show tonight, Snoop-a-Loop in town, and, of course, Oilers-Panthers tomorrow. Tommy, who you got coming in the hangout here? Just me right now. Okay. And Gage? Okay, so we'll give them a little time, of course, of all the days for 2 people to be missing from the station. Of course, a big thing on the freeway prevents anybody else from coming in here to fill in the gaps, which is always nice. You'll be heading to the ranch this afternoon. You have a golf tournament going on as well?
Yeah, the Ryan Jesperson Golf Classic in support of the Julie Rohr Scholarship Fund. We're going to be out there. Tommy, I'll come in with you and hang out.
Yeah, we'll all
come
parade in there. I just
yeah.
Did you have
was
it just you and Gage originally? Was that Exactly. Okay, and he will be. Yeah. So.
Oh yeah, he's late too. He called. He called live on the show.
Wow, busy. I missed that. Traffic was fudge packed.
Yeah, he phoned in. He interrupted. He threw the entire show off the rails this morning.
Text of the day.
Who do you got?
I got 657 Rusty Shackelford. In response to what the act should be, the musical act. Opening act would be Atif, who would open for Civilian Rashog. Then they finish with a duet of Islands in the Stream. I think that would be lovely.
Find me somebody who would disagree with that one.
Dolly Parton. I mean, who would be Dolly Parton? And who would be Kenny Rogers?
Just him and Shania.
I guess.
I'd take it. We will break. Let's get into the hangout, hey? We will get in. Tom Gazzola is hosting, of course, Matt Iwanek. Big game tonight down in Atlanta. Iwanek will be there amongst the Voyagers. Canada, Argentina, Leo Messi. What more do you need? It's going to be a big one. Jay, I really appreciate you coming in here. I know it is the summer of Jay. It just continues. Golf tournament today. Any other things? Of course, you'll be on the air with Iwanek. He'll be back in town Saturday, 4 o'clock. You can catch them live, Centric Casino Sports Bar and Lounge, Green and Gold Kickoff Show, and the post-game following. And I might see you down there, but thanks again for coming in, man, sharing your time. And
I love it. My pleasure.
And for YouTube, Trev, as well, congratulations. Your big win. Retaining the pot holder.
It looks like it. So it's 58% now for YTT. So I guess as soon as the stream ends.
Just going to issue a little justice for LTE. There we go. Perfect. We've got that in there. So, and thanks, everybody. Thanks, everybody. And hit the like, hit the sub. I know I don't get that out going so much as Dusty, but do us a little favor there. Pound that thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It's easy. Doesn't cost anything. We don't flood your inbox with a bunch of spam. Just subscribe to Edmonton Sports Talk on YouTube, and you'll know everything going on when it does happen in and around our station here. So for Jason Milne, Glue Guy this morning, YouTube Trev, locking it down as always. My name is Eric, Lieutenant Eric. I'll be back with you in the hangout and the lock shop later today with Huss and Walking Gage in as well with 2 guys and a goalie a little later on. We'll turn things over to the hangout. Enjoy yourself. Have a good day. Stay on here. We'll transition you over. If you're watching on YouTube, it'll go straight to the hangout. So just hit autoplay and we'll take care of that. Bye-bye.